So these go, that go. We're going to do this guy. Boom. So we'll have that going. Then we'll have this.
Ooh.
So it's all.
Nice.
And Sean Baker in the casa.
All right. What's going on, man?
Yahtzee. Dude. First of 2020.
Heck yeah, man.
First show.
Yeah, we've been wanting to do this for a while.
You have. Well, I have so much. Well, first, the introduction. This beautiful gentleman, Sean Baker. How old are you?
I'm 25.
25. You've got the demeanor of an old man in a good way. When I first met you, I was like, damn, this dude's doing something. You are an independent contractor.
Yep.
And you specialize in all things singing and dancing to video production.
Yep.
Etc. And we'll get into that. But you're killing it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm really proud of you. It means a lot that you're here. And it means a lot that like I said, I've been watching you grow, and those that know me well and that are in my little dungeon, bro, I'm nothing but binoculars looking at people. And I mean this, time tells, I want the best. And it's tough being where you're at. I remember like it was yesterday. So that's right off the cusp. But one thing that's been on my heart, because we haven't chitty chatted in a while, is I really am your hunger for life and your business is refreshing, and I'm proud of you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was going to ask you, we're just going to jump right into it if you're cool with it.
Let's do it.
Where are you right now? Just business, like life and business, but most importantly, because I'm curious, this is what's part of the show, is that where are you right now season-wise, irregardless of financials? I don't give a what your quarter looks like, but where are you? Are you feeling, is it a good feeling? Are you in a,
Yes. So I'm, if you're not a little scared about what's going to happen the next day, then you're not, really moving forward. But I'm feeling really good, especially compared to where I was when I started just a year and a half ago.
Because you're fresh off the block.
Yeah.
And you still have that sense of, I don't want to call it anxiety, but that Michael Jordan feeling, the butterflies.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what he said. Michael Jordan said, if you're not nervous or have the butterflies before a game, then it's probably not that important to you.
Yeah.
So you're feeling that.
Yeah.
And so you got involved in this. Did you grow up here?
Nope. I've only lived here for about 2 years.
Where was home before?
Indiana.
And then that's what I was going to say when I saw the number online today. I was like, that ain't a 386 number.
Yeah, no.
I thought I was going to get some random number. What brought you here?
Okay, so my family.
Okay.
Basically. So I went to school at Indiana University.
Wow.
And graduated in 2017, and then went to DC to do an internship at the Smithsonian doing video for them.
Wow.
And that was really cool. But while I was there, my folks, a couple of aunts and uncles, all retired and moved down to Palm Coast. Me being a huge golfer, I didn't know what I wanted to do after that, stint in DC. And the Smithsonian has no money to hire people because it's funded by the federal government. I was like, I am not going back to Indiana. I always knew when I lived in Indiana that I didn't want to stay there. And everyone in Indiana knows what I'm talking about.
What's the feel?
You either like love that place and that's like home for you, or you're like, this is not right.
Is it just shitty? Like the
just,
weather? Like what's the jive?
I'm not a winter person. I hated winters.
That's it.
And also, but the people there are awesome. And it's not just cornfields like everybody says it is. It's not it is flyover country, but it's a lot more than that. It's a great place, but I just wasn't
for you.
Yeah.
So you already had this, you had kind of this paved, you got aunts, uncles, etc. moving to this Palm Compton. You're like, what in the hell is this Palm Coast? You hadn't been here yet?
Nope. Well, actually, I vacationed here after one of my aunts and uncles moved down here. We came to visit.
Did you dig it at first?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, I loved it.
To someone that's never been here, is it really, and especially fresh off the block, is it actually all that it seems that the commercials are trying to sell? Does it seem nice?
Oh, yeah.
Palm trees?
Yeah, we would fly into Sanford and then we'd drive up to Daytona and stop and have lunch. And it was like that Florida vacation experience. And then you go to Palm Coast. It's nice, quiet town. It's not Orlando. It was really refreshing. So
you got the seed been planted.
Yeah.
When you make the big move, it was like you come. That was 2 years ago. You pack up your last article of anything and you're on your way.
Yep.
And since then, in the beginning steps here, regardless of business, have you felt the love?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah? Absolutely. The people here, I mean, I wouldn't be sitting here if it weren't for the amazing people that live here. True. Absolutely.
I mean, you're also, it takes one to know one. So like it kind of compliments you. You didn't come here, I don't think, with some like effed up attitude.
Yeah,
I think you got a great demeanor about you. So I think, one of my best buddies had said once, like, this area is not for everyone. And it kind of cut me off guard. I was like, yes, it is, but it isn't. And if you have a shitty attitude or you're just like grumpy, your geographical location is irrelevant. Yeah. So it's awesome. So you're here so has it really only been a year and a half, 2 years?
It's been, I moved here about 2 falls ago. So about a little over 2 years. Yeah.
Okay. And when did you start? Had your like independent fever kick in rather Smithsonian days, like right after college? Or was this kind of like, I don't want to work like, how did that happen?
I actually moved here to interview at the Golf Channel.
Interesting. Yeah. What's the Golf Channel? What do you mean?
The Golf Channel?
Oh, the channel of golf?
Yeah.
That was like an establishment. I'm like, wow, we got a new golf channel.
Yeah. No, the Golf
Channel side, golf
it's
channel.
in Orlando.
Got you. So
Palm Coast is actually right in between the Golf Channel headquarters and the PGA headquarters.
Didn't know
PGA
this.
Tour headquarters in Ponte Vedra.
So you go down there hoping that you're going to get it. And was the criteria regarding videography?
Yeah, it was a producer job.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you go.
Yeah, I go for. I think I went for 7 rounds of interviews. Like, it was a big deal.
It was like
it got down to me and one other guy, and I was 23 at the time. So I think it kind of came down to that.
Right.
They were looking for a social media person, and golf needs a lot of help right now with getting young people in the game. So I thought that's what, that was my benefit that I was bringing to the table, but they didn't go with it. And then it was kind of a blessing in disguise, actually, because if we want to get into why I started doing what I'm doing independently, it was definitely a leap of faith, because I am a kind of nervous guy, but I knew that I had something to offer because I studied creative advertising in school.
Okay.
I didn't study digital marketing or anything. I studied the ads themselves. What makes people buy
Stop
things.
the scroll.
Yeah, and so I knew I had something to offer, and I just wanted to try my hand at it. And luckily enough, I'm blessed and privileged enough to have that opportunity to try something on my own. And yeah, it just it took off way faster than I expected it to.
Well, chronologically, so we were you get you're not getting hired story.
Yep.
Info. I'm sure that had been, it's always deflating to some capacity.
I was depressed.
Yeah, that's awesome to admit that.
Yeah.
So I don't like, let's hover on that just for a hot minute. Because once I'm gumdrops and roses, but I love that doom and gloom, because that's what people need to understand is like that burn is what's going to make you who you are.
Yeah.
I feel. And so you're fresh off the block. At this point, you may be feeling the love, but you don't really know a damn person.
No.
You're like in a foreign land, and you just get informed after 7 interviews, which this corpo world is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
So they got you stretched so thin. You've given them your left nut, and they say you're not hired. And now you're kind of, wait a minute, do I want to do this?
And the PGA Tour wouldn't even give me a call back.
Really?
Yeah, and I even had a contact inside.
So when Sean Baker gets quote unquote depressed, which all of us as human beings do, where's your low? Are you in a room? Are you on a beach? Are you like, I'm not answering my phone? Like, where are you? Are you disappear? Like, is your family mad at you?
No, I was, just crying in my room.
Really?
Yeah.
Full blown.
One day I remember that very vividly, because I had no idea what I was going to do with my life. I just spent all this money on college.
Right.
And I'm in this place that I know nobody. And my dream job just got taken away from me. So
you feel like it was yesterday? Like now?
Yeah. I can still feel it. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Someone asked me that the other day. They go, how did this all start? And I really don't know, but I remember, I know where it like ended. I know where what that part. And I think it's really important for anybody, whatever you're going through. You ever notice, like, whenever you travel to, sometimes you remember that misconnected flight more than like seeing the Vatican. Yeah. And you're like, so it's funny, as humans, we do gravitate mentally towards things that hurt the pain.
Oh, yeah.
You don't remember going under anesthesia, but that next day you remember the pain. So here you are, you're gone.
Yep.
Pissed. Are you angry now at this point in that very moment? Are you resentful? Are you like,
oh yeah.
Are you potentially walking away from this genre that like,
no. Yeah.
That's the shift.
Yeah. That's what I love to do, because in DC, and in college I was, video was just a passion that I didn't even think about. It's just something I did. I was editing videos. I actually have an old YouTube channel. I'm not going to shout it out.
We will find it.
It's embarrassing, but it's like a history-based YouTube channel, because that's just what I was interested in.
Awesome.
And I still am. But that was just something that I always kind of did as a hobby. And then once I went to the Smithsonian to do it professionally for a big organization, and I was told, "Hey, man, you're really good at this," and that really stuck with me. So that was something that it became much more than a passion at that point.
I'm so happy to hear. And these shows are for me, you know that, right? Selfishly, I'm learning. This is amazing because I found out that the common denominator amongst those that I admire, no matter young or old, is that when you deal with that adversity, it's not running from what your passion still is. So I was talking to someone who was here yesterday, sweetness of love woman who was coming on the show Friday. Her daughter is hitting that shitty year of sports year. It's on the precedence where like she's gonna the clickies and this. And I went away from my passion then. I went away from what I never thought I was gonna really become the Ronaldo, but being around that society was my love. I still to this day I love, like, soccer is my life.
Yeah.
I walked away from it. That's if I could go back, I wish I wouldn't have taken that for those stints of years because of the noise. So I'm glad to know that you didn't go, well, F this. Yeah. I'm just going to go get a career.
Well, the reason I didn't was because I was told by people that I trusted.
You had that reminder.
Like you are good at this.
Awesome.
And as opposed to, hey, Dad, I want to be a professional golfer. What? That I can walk away from.
Right. So this is good. So in your suck, you're sitting there, you're marinating. And then when's that like eureka moment of like, F it, I'm just going to do me?
I don't know if I had a eureka moment necessarily. Okay. It was sort of like a timid stumbling into it's like, let me give you a super embarrassing story. So the first time that I decided, okay, I'm gonna try this. It wasn't like all right, I'm gonna go get this. It was like, I'm gonna try it. And I knew that the first thing I had to do was, well, I got to meet some people, so I got to go to a networking event. And I went to, there was an event. I think it was actually Entrepreneur Night.
It was here locally. Yeah, I love that these stories are like home. Yeah, this is awesome.
At what used to be Baines, and this is like right after I arrived here.
Okay.
And I was driving there, heart pounding, and I was so nervous that I literally I went to pull in and I just drove past and went to Finn's and got a beer. And then after a couple of beers, I went back and started introducing myself.
I love that you're admitting this though, man. There's a lot of nobility and admiration in the fact that you are being candid, because that's probably what 99% of the rest of the people have done. I did the same thing, not at that night. But I did the same thing before my first guest experience. So now here you go. You walk in, and that was and
at that point I didn't even know, like, I wanted to do something with video, but I had convinced myself in my head, this isn't like a metropolis here. I don't know if, advertising is necessarily the thing that this community needs.
Right.
But then I went, wait, it's absolutely what this community needs. There's so many small businesses here. This is the foundation of the economy of this county. The small businesses, they need help getting their stories out there. That was the light bulb.
Awesome. That all happened kind of like, I love that you're saying that it happened through tripping, stumbling, freaking out. You weren't like, I wrote this 15-page business plan, called Gary V. He told me that I need to. There's a lot of nobility into that, and it wakes people. It wakes me up.
Yeah,
it's good. And on that same note, when I had my first ever guest speaking engagement, where I had to go teach like a class regarding my profession, which was now many, many, many moons ago.
Yeah,
bro, I literally had, sorry, police, I had a vodka in the car. Not much. It was like just to take the edge off. And I was literally just shaking it.
Oh, I know.
And I was like, there's the only way I'm going to get through this. And, I look back on it now and it's chuckle worthy, but I'm actually kind of like, I never did it again. I was almost mad because the thing went flawless.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even enough really to do anything anyways, because you don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Like, look at this dude, can't even talk straight. So I remember looking back on it and it was almost like, if I'm going to do this, I need to do this. So anybody out there, if you don't get those butterflies, then you're probably just not human. And you're too cool to admit it. I still get the butters even today. You get the butterflies.
Oh yeah.
Make sure things are working. Is the internet on? Boom. And get excited, and it's a good thing. But so here you go, boom, because you didn't have I love, by the way, that you're going by Sean Baker as kind of, you have your name, the what's the actual name of
Coastal Culture Media.
Awesome. Well, one thing I want you to know that Sean Baker will never change.
Yeah.
But I love that that's kind of like, to me anyways, when I'm looking for you online, etc., you've made it very easily to find you.
I kind of am trying something where I'm not I put way more stuff on my personal page than I do my
Right.
business page, because at this point, at this early stage, I am my brand. So,
Correct.
and I have a larger following on my personal Facebook page,
Right.
pages, and other social media pages. So I just kind of centralize it there, and anything very pertinent I'll throw up on the business page. But I don't think it's that. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
I get what
Yeah.
your lifestyle is a reflection of your profession.
Yeah.
And you're doing this, you're eating this. Some of the greatest mentors right now in the game that are killing it, not just fiscally, but just in your face, are saying, look, in my opinion, the game has changed online for me, my opinion. It's no longer about quality that's there, but quantity.
Oh, yeah.
Bro. And what's going to separate you from me? I'm a videographer, you're a videographer. This becomes a burden. You know, those that have been doing it 20 years, there are things that you're not going to want to do. Replacing equipment, lens breaking. I don't know all the nuances, but I'm sure there's a list. Those things are what's going to make you better, because that's what you start to share. The personal diary / achievements / failures of what you're doing.
Yeah.
If all you do is drink tea all day long, you talk about it, and by product of that, people recognize you, want to be about it. And when they have a question regarding it, they think of Sean Baker. So I'm proud of you for being who you are. I'm proud of you pursuing this through the midst of the noise. Isn't it tough?
Yeah.
It's tough to get away from that. You are not hired. 7 interviews, and in amplifying that, irregardless, you're going to look back on that in 20 years and laugh. It's never going to change.
Yeah.
There's the next rodeo tomorrow.
Yep.
There's the next, I got blown away by the feedback I got off of the little video I did yesterday on my own little personal page, which doesn't get much exposure, but the people that did see it, not only did I get like friends and family that reached out, but just like complete random strangers that were, bro, I'm bugging out. This helped. Meaning when you get, when you're feeling the poop, man, it happens. And so here you are, you're still so fresh, but once again, I could give 2 shits about the fiscal. I'm so proud that for what I see, your product, your video stuff, wow.
Thanks, man.
It's good stuff, man.
Thank you.
And what you're doing is you're doing kind of what I do, yet it's video aggregated. So people come to me and oh, do this, do that. I say, I'm not going to do anything. It's just web. Yeah. You are the one that gives me what I need. I could put a photo of someone holding anybody, anything, anytime, and it ain't you. And in our 30-mile circumference of this funky little town, people don't want to see Michael Jordan doing a backflip and scoring a dunk because it's not you. It looks good, but what people want to see is the realness. They want to know that when I call Sean Baker,
people want to relate to you.
Bingo. So where are you at? Make pretend I'm someone who's just getting in the game. What are some of your pains right now, business wise? Are you noticing just in Palm Coast? Are people like, if someone was getting involved in this game right now, not just videographer, but like this is a lot of people are very curious about your path because there are hundreds of people right now trying to cultivate and incubate you. The principle of you. Guy moves from out of state. Invest his life, paying his taxes, making a life here, starting a business. How is it?
Well,
and be honest, the good, bad, and the ugly, bro.
The main piece of advice I would give, if I understand you correctly, is kind of goes back to my story earlier, is the number one reason that I've been able to cultivate any kind of success is hardcore networking, getting to know people, and not just when I think of networking, I think it started to work for me. Like going into it at first, it seems like, when you think of networking, I got to go and make my elevator pitch and I got to try to sell some people and give out as many business cards as I can. That's just not the way to do it. You got to networking. I can't remember the last time I went to a networking event and actually tried to sell someone. I just try to make friends and build relationships. And that's the biggest thing, that once you build a network of people who enjoy your company, they'll start selling for you. I don't mean to be crass. I love all you guys, but that's just what it was shockingly powerful to me.
What's interesting is that I don't know, we can only speak from our own safari and our awareness here. I know that our safari is very unique compared to an LA,
Yeah.
a London, a Cali, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
But in our little immediate, it's so easy to be a big fish in a small pond here. But most importantly, you ever heard someone say there's a running joke in like a movie? If you're an asshole in a small town, you're a really big asshole.
Yeah.
And if you're a really nice guy or a gal in a small town, dude, by nature consequence, it really works. And the cool thing is that when you actually remove expectation out of it, and you can almost taste, and I'm constantly working on my dip test of who these people, for instance, in my industry, the minute you hear someone say, you do this one for free, I'm going to get thousands more.
Oh my gosh.
That's usually an indicator.
Yeah.
And like, there's a few that you learn, and that's not even specific to this area. That's specific to probably anything. I learned that the hard way, that
you don't pay your rent and exposure bucks.
I'll never forget. I was 17 years old and I started my first little business. It was clothing. This is way before the internet really was of a thing. And if I had a dollar for every time someone's like, yeah, let me just wear the shirt and like, you'll get exposure. And I was like, wait a minute though, but I got like $18 in this shirt right now. But you realize that when you remove expectations and you genuinely treat somebody good, all of a sudden they're the Prince of Egypt.
Yeah.
You don't even know it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen overnight either. That's one thing that I've learned, that don't give expectations with the giving bang back, like within a time frame.
Yeah.
And don't give without being expected to give back anyways. I feel like most of it's going to come from some divine intervention where maybe you're healthy. We take it dude, I had such a crazy story today on the beach, doing my thing, do a lot of dancing in the morning. That's why it's so sunny. You're welcome. And doing my dance and having a good time. And bro, I know of a couple, God bless them. And they're that couple that you would want to be. Everything.
Yeah.
They've got it all. And they're dealing with something right now that you wouldn't want to put on your worst enemy.
Yeah.
And long story short, here I am. I'm thankful for what I got, but who's not thinking like, man, my elbow hurt a little bit, or this, or I wish I had that. And you think, hey man, you know what? Just chill. You got it. So I'm proud that you're realizing that you did this very quickly.
Yeah. And it's still building right now. My goal right now is to find a local editor. I want to start growing the team now.
Put it out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Editor.
Hey, if you're good at editing video,
we need some editors.
And you're local, call me, please.
Sean Baker on his Indiana phone number.
Yeah.
So that's what's up. So we're getting, it's happening.
Yeah.
We're getting bigger.
It's happening. Yep.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
So now, where is Sean, business aside, where are you feeling? I know you're attending, I know that Rockstar Peoples love you. Like you go to
the Rockstar
Erica
group.
Sobin.
Erica.
She's like the first one to like the thing today.
Yeah.
She loves you.
Erica is an angel.
She's like a prodigy.
Yeah.
She's
amazing. She also kind of, just kind of showed up, right? Kind
From
of around the same
spaceship.
time that I did, right? Yeah.
She literally, I feel like she was just implanted here from an alien species and is like ET in woman form. Yeah. She's a sweetheart. She could fix things with her finger.
She's an absolute boss. It's
beyond boss. And you know what I love about her? And she probably won't get mad at me for saying this. She is so not confident inside. She shared with that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you've had some chitty chatty with her behind the scenes, she executes and you literally like, oh, you're the president of the United States.
Yeah.
You're literally running a country already. And then you see her behind the scenes and she's like, did I do how?
Oh, I know.
I'm like,
yeah,
you killed.
Yep.
You're like on fire. I'm taking notes.
Yep.
So she's like this. I don't know, but I love when people, and you know what the funny thing is? All people admit that. The best of the best admit that, yeah, I'm killing it, but you don't see the 5 hours I was throwing up in the bathroom before I got here.
Exactly.
And those are the people that I'm like, teach me more.
I know.
Because it's so real. But yes, Erica loves you. You know Jay, right?
Jay Sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another alien.
Oh, yeah. That guy. And a lot of people don't know that, Jay, he's been a boss his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like that guy has made moves and now he's in our small little community here making bigger moves.
I've got him. I have a piece of Velcro on him. Whenever I see him, I'm like, you're mine. Dude.
He just does that to people. Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
Great guy. He's been over here a handful of times and I love getting him away from the noise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're mine.
Yeah, exactly.
And dude, when a man gives you a book as a gift, like, you know that you got more than a friend. And like literally one day he comes over and he'll do that. Like, he'll just text me like, I'm in Flagler, and he knows my vibe. I'm very, very reluctant to leave my little zone. And he's like, I'm by, you buy? I'm like, yes. And he comes over, and dude, just like, we have coffee and he gives me a book. I'm like, my bromance for you, bro. It's like on another
awesome.
level. Like I want to like duplicate you and sell those to the masses of single women that need, but he is a great dude. And same thing. I think
he's also out there doing like trivia night, and so yeah. His work ethic is something to be admired.
He's a Palm Compton Gary V.
Yep.
Just on fire.
Absolutely.
And he won't tolerate you saying I'm gonna make it. Like, if you don't come off, like, and not that he won't empathize, but I know if you're like, I'm not gonna make it, he'd be like, oh, but yeah, you are.
Yeah.
He'd get you in a wagon and he would pull you.
Mm-hmm.
Great dude. So are you going to the thingy, the rock stars, pretty religiously?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I that's become sort of like I don't even think of it as networking anymore. It's almost like just kind of reconnecting with people.
Right.
And I love meeting the new people that show up every week. That networking event is very impressive, because every month there's new people, whereas a lot of other events around here it's pretty stagnant.
What she's built is, once again, that's not normal either for this duration of time.
Yeah.
At all. And being here my whole life, you can imagine all those things I've seen and come, people, the businesses, the cures for cancer, and then they're not here this time next year. There's something happening, and I'm so honored and blessed, like I said, that I know you may feel maybe like you're new kid on the block, but you're here, man. This is it. And to me, if you didn't tell me that you were like that new off the block, I would assume that you just grew up here.
Really?
You have that demeanor. And that's a compliment.
Well, I'm wearing white shorts. That's pretty Florida, right?
You're Florida, baby.
Isn't it 3 years? 3 years and I'm from here?
But you have that. Remember we had, what did Emily call our party when we went to Oceanside, our dork party, or what did she call it? The nerd party.
The nerd party?
Remember that's what she called it. Remember it was like you, me, Jay. That's the first day I met her, that bum.
Really? Oh, yeah, that's right.
And she just walks up. All right, so those that don't know, it was Sean, Jay, Michael Shoddy. Who else was there? Volchek.
Yep.
We're missing a couple people. I'm so sorry. I love you still.
Yeah.
I forget who it was. We had a good little.
Ago. Yeah.
It was a while ago, so my apologies, my old man brain. Anyways, we're top deck Oceanside. It's completely chill and casual. Those that know me, I'm not wearing any clothes. It's nice. It's sunny out. We all walk up. I'm meeting most of you guys all for the first time.
Yeah.
And I wanted you all to know that I love you, and not that I welcome you to the game, but like let you know that I'm in your corner.
Yeah.
This town can be shitty with people that are like,
oh yeah.
And I don't like that. And I preach against it. And what I do is I practice it. So that was literally, let's have some booze. Let's talk some boobs, and let's chill. Let's not make this into something that it isn't. And dude, we had such a good time. Well, here comes Emily Kershaw.
Yeah.
And she's just so cool. She's Topanga to me. I still can't swear. I can't believe no one's ever called her Topanga. So here comes Topanga.
Right. So I gotta stop you. Right after you said that, I didn't know who Topanga was. That's my bad.
I'm a boomer, bro.
So literally like the day afterwards, though, I was at like a doctor's appointment, and they were interviewing the actress that played Topanga on some local news channel.
Get out of town.
Yeah, just completely random.
Come on. Do you see the similarities?
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm like meeting Emily Kershaw for the first time, and I go, holy shit, you're Topanga. Like, you look just like, and my best friend was infatuated with Topanga. So I'm like, you're like a movie star, you don't even know it. Well, she, with her stoic, not very easily entertained, she's like, thanks for inviting me to your nerd party. And I was like, I love you. Now I love you. Because that's something that a friend would do that you've known forever. Just like, instead of like, this is great. Yeah. She's like, this is the biggest nerd party I've ever seen. And I'm going, I love you. You will be my friend forever now.
Well, at the time we were roommates, so she knew how much of a nerd I was in real life,
She knows that. Well, if Chenzo is asking this nerd to hang out,
and then
he must
these
be
other nerds here. Oh, John Paul was there. Was
John Paul?
Yeah.
Yes.
John
I'm
Paul.
sorry.
Yeah. Another amazing
Where is
character.
He goes.
He's making moves, man.
Good.
We're actually planning on becoming roommates soon.
Yeah. When I have dialogue with him, yet again, another for his age.
Yeah.
What is he, 22?
23? Yeah.
I was living in the jungles of Costa Rica. Like,
Really?
couldn't even tie my shoe. Yeah. And you guys are like, I'm proud. You guys don't realize that you're doing well. Like, dude, most people even still say, even till you're 30, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're still going to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, if you're not out there raping and pillaging, but you guys are actually like, wait a minute, you found your flavor. You know how unique and what a blessing that is. And not only that, but you found it in a small pond. So, and I love John Paul. When we have our dialogues, I'm like, dude, you sure you ain't 80? Because of his, the way his vernacular. Yes, John Paul was there. Another full-blown nerd. So yeah, that was it. But okay, so that's how I met. That's kind of how I met most of you guys. That was, I think, the first time you and I met, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think so. I met the infamous Chenzo web guy.
Yeah. It's as when you, and no bullshit, when you were hearing near a rap, do I have a good rep?
Oh yeah. You're like the guy.
Really?
Like when I heard Chenzo, I was like, ooh, that guy's like, one of the kings around here. When I first started hearing about you.
That makes me feel good. You know that.
Yeah.
Egotistically, I need to hear that shit because, dude, I go through my own, like, it's not going to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm out of here. I need to go move. So, and it was like that. And you have to understand, it's been 15 plus years. So it makes it like, thank God it's finally working.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you don't see no billboards.
That's gotta feel good.
It's all like you're doing.
Yeah.
Word of mouth. So that makes me feel really good. And actually, Emily did tell me in private that, like, dude, this guy really admires you. And that makes me feel good. And I appreciate you for that. Because it makes me, once again, man, I look for every reason not to like something or what I'm, so I wake up with a huge laundry list of stuff that I got to go, not now, and just try to focus on the good. You are like that too?
Yeah. I'm a negative Nancy, but
really?
But I have to.
What's wrong with us?
I don't know if it's like biological or genetic or something, but like, yeah, it's just kind of, a lot of people in my family get a little anxious, but also because of that, we have developed tools to combat it, So
my wife and I labeled ourselves as anxious idiots, especially during travel.
I identify with that.
Do you have the passport? Do you have the pass? Do you have the passport? Did you get the passport? Literally, like we got it.
Yeah.
Anxious idiots. We're done. Like we're so. I told her the other day, I was like, no one's going to ever, as we're getting older, it's getting worse. I'm like, no one's going to ever travel with us. Like literally, like, you guys want to go eat? Like, hold on. We have to check if we have our passports. Didn't you leave them in the room?
Yeah.
We still have to check. So I have, I can say I'm getting on a scale from 1 to 10, I'm still a 2. You know what I mean? Meaning I've taken like a step and change.
Yeah.
It's tough.
My parents make fun of me all the time for just like, I go to the worst possible place just immediately, and then I kind of work my way up from that. But that's where my brain just goes to automatically.
But all things, not just business. Like
yeah.
Tomorrow, the asteroid's hitting at noon. I don't have my rain boots.
Oh man, one of these clients didn't like put an exclamation point in their email. They must not like me anymore.
That I'm so glad you shared. I've been preaching this lately, and I don't care, man. People, the old boomer mentality of business is like, business isn't personal.
Yeah.
And you can't say cool or dude or bro in an email. And I'm like, have you seen the multi-billion-dollar companies being ran by dudes in sandals? Like, it's not what it was. Now, I understand there's a time and place, but bro, I've literally slowly but surely stripped. I still have a handful of, and they know who they are, and I love them very much. I've had clients that are 10 years plus, the same clients. And they are very per my request, blah, beep, beep. And I love you guys, and I get it. But when I respond, I'm like, done, cool.
Yeah.
I've never been that per your request. I don't even know what per is. You ever notice that per?
Yeah.
Per what? Per. I never even heard per. Like, I didn't even know what that was till I worked a corporate job.
I could talk for an hour about the nuances and subtleties of email communication. It's unbelievable.
I'm glad it stings you.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I get an email back and they're like, they hate me.
So I have a client in Colorado that I do work for remotely who's they're a big corporate company, multi-billion-dollar company. And I work closely with their in-house video guy. And I felt like I was close enough one day. I was like, hey, man, you know what I mean? instead of
Hey, man.
yeah, instead of his name.
Right, right.
I'm like, I'm just testing the waters here.
Did it backfire? Or?
No, not at all.
See,
Yeah.
dude, people want to work with people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I don't get me wrong. I know I'm not for everyone. Like I know there's people out there, even in our little town, they're like, this dude wears no clothes. 100%. I'm not your style. I get it. If you want me wearing a shirt at 97-degree weather at a meeting at the top deck of Oceanside, I'm not your flavor.
Yeah.
But there are guys that will, and that's the beautiful thing about this is, have you heard this one yet? Like, are you afraid of the competition? Have you gotten that yet?
Yeah. I mean, not people, I've had that conversation with myself, but I don't know if people.
This morning, I was fighting with myself. There's going to be a bigger guy coming in. No. Those are healthy though. And that's what I think this whole this particular topic is. You said something that was very special, and that was you're using it as ammunition and artillery as like a fuel to your furnace, because it can be debilitating, right?
What competition?
No, the negativity.
Oh, the negativity.
They're like, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah.
This guy hates me.
Yep.
He didn't respond. Your quote goes on, or God forbid, and it will happen. You hear like, did you hear Sean sucks? You're like, what the fuck?
That's suck. Like paralyzing.
It is paralyzing. Yeah. And once again, I preach so hard. Business is so personal. Unless you are, no, I don't even care. I'm changing in 2020. I used to say, unless you're like the CEO of Apple, that's changed, because did you see what Homeboy did to him on the Golden Globes or whatever?
That was amazing.
You imagine being
that was amazing.
Like, so it's all bets are off now. It don't matter if you have 75,000 employees as a filter, and it don't matter. They're still coming to you and saying you suck. And I don't care who you are. That hurts.
Yeah.
And thank God, here's the thing though. When you're at that mental crossroad of saying, okay, I've been told that I suck to some capacity. Is it true? And thank God if the accusation has no validity. That's all. That's the only thing so far that's kept my little heart beating, is that, you know what, though I've had a rock or two thrown at me, thank God they're not throwing it at the right direction. Like it's actually off.
Yeah. That's
because if it was like I had literally, I'll share with you something personal. Okay. I won't tell who the person was, but there was people that were saying that I was using fear mongering as a tactic to acquire clientele. And and I'm just little old me. I'm sitting here, balls out. I'm working. I'm steaming. I'm crawling. I'm this. And I'm thinking, what? I feel like I'm Fox News or something or whatever. However, I'm thinking, I never even heard that word until I used to watch the news. Now I'm using tactics to. So, bro, literally, as you can imagine, talk about calling hey man email. Paranoia. I'm literally like, is this the general consensus? Did I not get the memo?
Yeah.
Is there a billboard on the Parkway at Palm Coast going, Chenzo used fear-mongering tactics? Because I'm freaking. And like, dude, the crazy thing is that it bothered me. I have no qualms in saying that shit bothered me. Like, I'm not too cool. I'm not too ignorant. I'm not too like, I'm not deaf. That shit hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm hearing it. I see it. But you know what I do? Pray, and not to sound like Gandhi. Well, in the privacy of my own home, I said some choice words about humans that want to attack other humans, but it didn't leave these four walls. But no one knew. I didn't tell anybody. And I'm talking about it now, but no one knows who it is. And I'll still to this day, and I'll never share who the person was and what it was. But here's my point. Thank God I checked my own like history book. Yeah. And I don't see any proof of that. Yeah. So I was able to go, yeah, I see what they're doing. So my point is, it's one thing to have a thrown stone at you once again, but when it doesn't have any, there was no validity behind it. There was no. So my point is, have you had that yet? Have you had like Sean throws the camera at you when he's recording, something completely?
No, I haven't had any like direct attacks on the way I conduct myself or anything like that. Now we joke with each other, and I love self-deprecating humor. I think is very healthy. Right. I have people close to me who disagree with me on that, but like
nerd party jokes.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of Conan O'Brien, who like pioneered. He's like the master of that.
Yes.
But so I do a lot of that, but I've never had anybody actually like attack me yet, or even really say like this video sucks.
Okay.
You know, and
I don't think you're going to get that. I've never had that, thank God. And if it is, it's probably people in your industry.
Oh yeah.
Just like,
oh yeah.
Editing
easily.
all this.
Yeah.
But that's
Or like the equipment you're using, which is so stupid.
Oh, I get that.
People, I know, but people don't realize that, you know, a lot of people when they think video, they think what camera do you have? What kind of microphone do you have? You know, what are you editing on? You know, that really is not that important this day and age. What sets people apart is how good of a storyteller are you, and that's what people don't get. You know, anybody can buy a $5,000 camera. You know how to use it. You can use this thing right here, this iPhone 11 is a powerful tool if you know what to do with it.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I agree with you 1,000%, and that's once again bleeding.
I have had one person
don't say names.
I won't say names. Right. I have had one person say after I gave them a quote, well, I could just shoot this on my phone. I said, you're welcome to that. I encourage you to
invite them
step out. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
See what you can do. Yeah.
Those are good. Those are, I don't know how your world will work, but in my little atmosphere, I've noticed that the majority of people that do that, which aren't too many, but when they come that way and they say, well, I can do this, it's better for them to do it.
Yeah.
Because my whole slogan, which evolves and changes over time, is I do web, you do you. That only happened because people literally are trying.
Yeah.
And I invite them to.
Holy shit.
And they don't realize, they go, wait a minute. Yeah. I have a job, like my building's on fire. Can you internet me?
Yeah.
And literally I'm boiling it down more and more and more. And my slogan into 2020 is it's just web. You got to do your job.
I love that.
Thank you.
That's genius.
That came to me through the laundry list of you suck.
Yeah.
And in between the lines, I was like, it's just web.
Yeah.
And I've been sharing it with a few select people that I cherish and admire their opinions. And I said, I haven't used it in script yet.
Okay.
Because I'm literally thinking as like a car dealer, and I'm thinking, do you really degrade your product to being it's just? You won't see any other company doing that.
No.
It's just a Cadillac. It doesn't make any. You want them to be like, you need this Cadillac. Yeah. But I feel in my heart that the more and the more and the more people that sit in this very chair beyond the podcast, but for work, I literally get to sit back. It's just web. Answer the phone.
Yeah.
Because they sit here and their lives are going 1,000 miles
I need this, I need this,
an
I
hour.
need this, I need that.
And I used to think, this is so important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen to me. You don't understand. With this website, it will change your life. No, it's not. It really isn't. It's going to complement you.
Yeah.
If you suck, it's going to complement your suckiness. So
that's great.
Do you? That. And it's happened by consequence of time. And I was talking to another sweetheart friend of mine the other day. And dude, I'm using the analogy of like, just, isn't it funny how we as human beings, are you enjoying this, by the way? Are you good?
I'm having
we as human beings, more so American based because we are living in a consumerism society, flight plans, right?
Yeah.
Same old flight plan. Picking up here. We're flying at 30,000 feet today. We're going to be landing in Dallas. We're going to be recharging. We'll be refueling. You ever notice that like flight attendants, when they tell you that they have like 4 flights that day and you're like, I had to take 3 shits to take this one flight to make it here on time. You got to do 3 more of these.
I've got a buddy who's a flight attendant, and him posting on Facebook. He's happy. He loves it. I'm like, how could you do that?
The anxiety, anxious idiots.
Yeah.
My point is, we as humans, man, our lives become this like rudimentary like flight plan. And I was talking with this dear friend of mine on a walk the other day, and I thought, you're just in this flight plan. She's like stuck. And I'm guilty too. I'm not like, fix it. I'm thinking, wait a minute. I learn once again, dude, I literally am learning from everybody I surround myself with selfishly. I need to learn. And I thought, man, it's so important. Sometimes you just go, you know what? We're going to fly at 20,000.
Yeah.
And we're going to fly over the Bermuda Triangle today. Just cause we're going to change it up a bit. Same destination.
Yeah.
We're actually going to add 20 minutes to the flight.
Yeah.
And we're going to just enjoy it and bet. One thing that I also know is that check your boarding list. Don't let everybody all up in your airplane, man.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Change it up.
I do have a problem with I feel like, well, maybe it's not a problem, maybe it's just a problem in my own head, but I am really open with a lot of people.
You got a big,
and I'm not good at keeping my cards close to my chest. Not.
That's not a look. I'm guilty as charged in that department. That I would have to say I agree to disagree. Meaning I'm all about kind of playing cards with them, seeing the reflection in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Because you know what it shows people is that you really got nothing to hide. What I do believe in, though, is you've got to make sure that your pre-check flight does not allow everyone on your airplane. Not every day. Not every day.
Yeah.
Maybe not every month.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, and a lot of people are getting really pissed off at me, but I really don't give a shit anymore. Like my airplane is flying where I
get to that place, man.
Dude, I'm like on the runway.
Yeah.
So don't think I'm learning this. I'm literally still clicking.
Yep.
I'm doing my pre-flight checklist. And every time I hit a switch, there's somebody in the back going, ugh, and I don't even care. I'm just going, you're not on the next flight.
Yeah.
And it's not, it sounds so selfish and so, I don't know. But you know what? At the end of the day, we came in alone, we're going out alone. And if you're not 100%, then you're just not good, man.
Yeah.
And that flight gets heavy. Flight gets real heavy. So I'm all about, it's good to have a big plane though. I'm not trying to I want space.
Yeah.
But I want my flight to be light and I want good people in my airplane. And I change my pattern a lot now. No more of this same flight path, man. We're not meant for it as human beings.
Yeah.
Hunter-gatherers. You know what I labeled Jay as the other day? He's like a hunter-gatherer of just life, like good people. He's not killing wildebeests.
Yeah.
He's finding people like you, like me, and other people that have there's a heartbeat.
Yeah.
They're real. And I don't know what your hunger is, but I could tell you right now, it's the same appetite that I have, and that is just life.
Yeah.
I think you got it in you, man.
Yeah.
So whatever, keep your cards. That's fine. But I think, are you letting your plane's heavy right now? You gotta.
I wouldn't say that.
No.
Yeah. Cause my line of work, 80% of my time I'm home alone editing, so I'm not, but that's probably that probably lends itself to like when I am out there socializing, like I'm letting it all out, like I want to, connect with humans.
Right.
And
don't change that.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be giving you the worst advice ever. I don't know, but that's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. I don't have a huge problem with it. Yeah. I don't need to be
You're gonna be
stoic.
No. I used to be. Yeah. That's why I'm saying not to be.
Yeah.
Literally, I had someone come over the other day. Never met her. She comes over. Having people come over here habitually was a big deal to itself. I used to want to always meet at the fanciest place ever and be like, duh.
Yeah.
Then it turned into here, which that was a big leap. Then it turned into here, and now it's turned into here, no clothes, like literally comfortable as shit, like bathing suit.
Yeah.
Like that's why you're not paying $10,000.
Yeah.
Because we're chilling. Lady comes over. She was like, oh, I thought we were kind of going to go out and like real land. I was like, oh, what's wrong? She goes, well, I'm hungry. I said, I got it. My wife came out, my executive producer came out and made her, you know how anybody's significant other, primarily women, make the best sandwiches.
Yeah. What?
She made this woman. I saw it and I was like, damn. She wanted an egg. She had a very particular diet. And my wife is like, same thing.
Yeah.
She made her this wham bam egg Sammy.
Dang.
And she had an egg Sammy Bammy while we had our meeting.
Dang.
And I thought, we are changing things around here. Like no facade.
Yeah.
You hungry?
Different
Got
flight
you.
path. Yeah.
And we changed the flight path. And she was, talk about uppercutting her with a tremendous amount of love, involuntary. Like it was amazing. She's in love. I'm in love. And not to mention, what's the way to any human being's heart is to their tummy.
Yep.
And she was like, and of course, I didn't make no sandwich. I can't take credit for it, but it's an extension of me in my house. And it was just powerful. So my point is, if it's in you to be that way, don't change. Because I used to run from that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, we're going to go here.
Yeah.
And I would just like, and you ever notice when you have these meetings in public anyways, 90% of it is not productive.
Oh, yeah.
10% of it is, can you read this?
Yeah.
Whereas when you're in a non-loud environment, whether figuratively or literally, you get this.
Yeah.
You get, and maybe you do got to go pee-pee.
Yeah.
Go pee-pee. Maybe it gets a little bit, there is some silence. It's good.
Yeah.
I've noticed sometimes when I got to go pee-pee in the middle of a meeting, they have to sit here and think.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they're doing, but I know they're probably like, and not that there's anything in here, but you can smell it. You can feel it.
A new environment.
So don't change that. I hope it works. It's working for me. I hope it works for you because it's sincere.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you for that.
Yeah. I don't really want to compromise who I am as a person. Like I try to be, it goes back to the, hey man, like I try to treat my clients like my friends because they are.
And a lot of people disagree with this.
Yeah.
More people disagree with us than agree on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't care.
So. Yeah.
What do you mean? We're not your friends. I'm your client. I told someone I loved them yesterday and she got really pissed off at me. And I said, I really do love you. And I didn't finish my statement because she thought I was being super liberal and like hippie about it. And I was like, as a human. Yeah. Because she literally in the midst of her anger, she was just angry about something else in life. And I was like, I love you. And she's like, you don't love me. It wasn't like, she was just mad at life. And I was like, as a human, because I genuinely, I don't like I love you. If you don't sincerely, I mean, real love is,
bro.
I can feel your anxiousness when you sent that email and you went, hey man, and it's sent and you're like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. But you know what? It shows to the person that also too, I don't know what you charge. I don't care what you charge, but I know you're not charging $75,000 for a consultation. Yeah. No. So that's what you also get. Yeah. And that's why I'm able to say to people, that's why you don't have a shirt on with me right now because we're comfy. Yeah. And it's going to be affordable because we don't need the protrusion. And there are times and places for that. So I don't want to hate on Michael Shoddy, and I have a little running joke because he's always
Michael Shoddy, another amazing human being.
But he's sharp. He's a GQ.
Oh yeah, that's just him, man.
I know.
Yeah.
And he told me one day, he goes, "This is me. I do me like this." I said, "Okay."
Yep.
I love that. If you're comfortable in that, I actually admire that because who doesn't want to look fancy pants?
No, I know.
When I do put clothes on, people are like, damn, bro, you look okay. Yeah. Just something that's actually got something that's not worn out and has holes in it. They're like, wow, look at you. You look nice. But that's not me. I don't like wearing clothes. But Shoddy's sharp.
We had a meeting the other day at City Hall, like a few days ago, actually. And I walk into his office and, he stands up and he's got his, overalls on and the tie. And I was like, man, this guy is like, the guy.
He owns it.
Yeah.
He's like a newscaster where they don't wear the same thing twice either.
Yeah.
You ever notice that? I'm like, damn, this guy just looks good.
He's coming into his own.
But shout out to him. I miss him. I know he got sucked into the Palm Compton world. So he's
very busy. Yeah.
Which is good. Mm-hmm. He needed that. They needed that.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's actually like they made out better than he is. I think like literally because it's like
I got a gem.
You don't know like he's going to take this to another level. So I'm really, really happy for him. I can't wait. He's done the show, but it's so crazy now as the time's lapsing and the show's getting older. I want people to come back, where they were then. He shared some pretty real stuff, man.
Yeah.
He was in a dark place.
Yeah.
He was in a really dark place.
I don't know the details, but I know he was struggling for a minute.
He was struggling. And I loved when he was just like, not doing good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love you.
Yeah.
Bro. So this is, what are we looking like? Do you feel, I know this is a rhetorical question. Do you feel like you need to be doing more better?
Yeah.
I was so mad to do this show. Like that. I thought 2020, I was going to have the Joe Rogan setup.
Oh yeah.
And I told my wife, I was like, cause she kept saying, she goes, you're going to do it. Cause I kept saying, I'm going to wait. I'm going to change the setting. I'm going to change this. I'm going to do this. And I've learned in all these many moons of business that when it's not happening, just stay this course. Who cares? Yeah. Something's better than nothing. And I said, F it. I'm just going to go. And I did it. But of course, my woebegones for this little show is that I still want like better. Because I'm getting haters. Good haters. Your quality of video sucks. Your setting sucks. Why is there a couch in the back? Why blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
listen to what you were saying.
Yeah, they are. So I love them because I think they're watching. But it's like, well, then come give it to me. Because I don't care. I literally try. I can't even get 3 mics set up, man.
Yeah.
I can't do the switch.
Yeah.
It's like someone saying to me, they can't figure out how to buy a URL. And I'm like, bro, it's so easy. I've had a few video guys like, you can't just get the switch. Blah, blah, blah. I tried switching. I can't. So I know God's going to put someone in my position or in my path that's just going to be like, and I don't want nothing for free, but like, look, this is what you need. I do this, you get to do you.
Yeah.
Boom. And maybe you're that guy.
Yeah.
I've been praying about it. So if it happens naturally, that's my goals for this year for this show is that I just want a little Rogan-esque.
Yeah.
A little better.
Well, I love the
Did
light.
I do
I
good?
did not expect the
Yeah?
diffuser on the light. Yeah, that is professional, man.
Thank you.
Nice.
No clue what I'm doing. Bought it on Amazon, had the little filter. There's another one. I was like, I think this is the one.
Yeah.
And boom, hooked it up. 2 little snowballs.
Yep.
QuickTime
It
recorder.
works. You got the arms, you know. The webcam is really the only thing that I could think of.
Yeah. I
But
can't.
it works, you know. I mean,
It's
you got-
working.
you got
I just
the-
can't seem to figure out. I wanted to use this.
Yeah.
Can't figure out how to. I have what's it called? The stream tool. But there was a
Yeah.
little bit of a lag because it wasn't wired.
Mm,
And that one lag is what
yeah.
killed
Throws
the
everything
whole
off.
thing. I'm like, the audio was off, the lips weren't moving, and I'm
Yeah.
like, at least I have been told, even if the quality of the video isn't the dopest, as long as that audio is there,
Yeah.
most people aren't even watching this.
Yeah.
We could probably be here shirtless, which
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start doing a shirtless show.
Do it.
What would you have actually thought if it was like literally I had just come from the beach, bathing suit, towel around me? You would be
This
cool.
is gonna be fun.
This is better than I thought. My wife literally was like, no, you have to. I almost was like, because I couldn't find a shirt. I only have like 4 shirts. I couldn't find this shirt.
Yeah.
And my wife and I have this running joke that like, that's it. It's gone. It's over. And I was like, I'm literally going to do a shirtless show. I could, I guess.
Yeah. Why
Who
not?
cares?
You should have done it with Rick Staley.
Sheriff comes over. What kind of show is this? He brought his assistant for that show.
Really?
I was really nerved.
Yeah, I would have been nervous for that.
So
Yeah.
nervous. Just because he's so
He
Stowerson.
He is.
But you know, I get him to laugh a lot. We chat a lot on the phone.
Yeah.
And when I get him to do a little laugh, it's so Seinfeld. It's a good, like, I feel like point. And I can count on one little sheet
Yeah.
of how many times it's been, but it's a good, like, yes.
Yeah.
He's so, dude, he's on another level. God bless that man.
Yeah.
What he's doing for the community, the crime rate just,
Yeah.
But the irony was his assistant sitting right there and who I went to high school with. So it made it easier.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
who wants to sit across from just a stranger and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, they're on everything we do.
Exactly. At that point, you feel like you're being interviewed.
Right.
You know, a little bit.
But so what do you think? Are you gonna do you have, like I said, the original question was, what is 2020? Do you have some goals, tasks, like things that are hovering over you? Like, damn it, I need to do this or do that, good or bad? Or are you just kind of taking it?
I'm pretty proud of myself so far with I've taken a few big steps in the last couple months because I'm very nervous about money. Always
Yeah.
have been. And now it's getting to the point where more money's coming in, more money's flowing out, you
Right.
know, and it's like, whoa, like I bought a new car. I just bought a new computer, like a beast of a
Good.
PC setup, and
Nice,
you
man.
know, and a new camera last year. So it's like I'm pretty proud of myself for just saying, okay, just do that because you're gonna get the money back right
Right.
away. Like it's not that big of a deal. My biggest thing right now is finding some help locally.
editor.
I would really love because I could find an editor in the Philippines tonight
Correct.
and pay him, you know, half of what I could pay him
Right.
locally. But I don't want to do that.
Don't do it.
I really want to develop a relationship with somebody here. I
Keep
just haven't
'em-
really. Yeah. I love.
I've
that.
done that.
Yeah.
I did the
Especially
back
because I'm getting a little more work with remote clients.
Yep.
And you know, there's some more routine stuff there that I could just be like, okay, you focus on this. I'll, you know,
Right.
Yeah. I just really want some help, and I would honestly love like a kid right out of high school that like, you know, doesn't quite want to go on those
Right.
same like college blah
Mhm.
blah blah, because you know that's a whole other conversation
Mhm.
about college, but yeah, I would really love to do that. Yeah,
Well, that's going to happen because you're putting it, you're manifesting it.
yeah,
110%.
yeah,
You know Kai, right? From Office Divvy?
yeah.
You need to marry him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's a fantastic man. Get involved with his entity.
I run into him sometimes at the cigar lounge.
Go meet up with him, and I mean this sincerely. Like you need to do business with him.
Yeah.
Promise you. 110%.
Kai, let's do it.
Kai, I love you. And I'm just saying that he's such a no bullshit guy, and he's such an incubator for good people. and he will, but he just call him.
Yeah.
Call him and just say,
and above all else, that mustache though. The mustache
On
is
point, son.
on point. Yeah.
that's,
Jeez.
he knows what he's like. A man that can take care of that is taking care of a lot of other things.
Yeah, you're
Really well.
absolutely right.
So,
Yeah.
and I think it's an unwritten rule in like the scrolls of mankind. And he knows
Yeah,
those that know are like,
that's so true. Yeah.
so I think your editor, that's going to happen.
Yep.
Have you posted that yet?
I haven't.
You're going to get inundated.
Yeah.
That's why.
Because the only reason is because I've been talking to a couple people already.
And you don't want to like,
and I wanted to see where they were going. The guy I just talked to, he'd said, over Christmas break, he took like a position out of state. So that was kind of a bummer because he was really good. But yeah, now I'm at the point where, okay, I think I got to post about this. Yeah.
Yeah, get involved. There's a guy named Doug Glasgow, and he's heading a project up where you get involved. He just posted on Facebook. I'm going to get you guys in touch. He's heading a project that's like a mentorship for high school students.
Oh, nice.
And because of what industry you're in, and I say this out of love, but like you're young yourself. Like you're not a boomer.
Yeah.
Like you're in a perfect age where people take you seriously,
Yep.
but they also appreciate that like, damn, this dude knows what this stuff is.
Yeah.
You're not like, you didn't have to probably YouTube too much of your own.
Yeah.
Like it's in you.
Mhm.
And I think that guy would compliment you in finding someone that you not only can mentor,
Okay.
but someone that actually is interested in this industry, and they could end up becoming an employee / intern.
Yeah. Yeah. I would love that.
He's a great
That
dude.
would be so cool.
And you know as well as I do, once you start to tap into the education system out here, that is our incubator.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great shit going on.
That's what
This town's blowing
I
up.
just want to, I would love to tap into that because I know, I'm aware of that.
So editor, and then, but I guess that's some of the things, if someone say to me, like, what are you working on in 2020? I'm like, I have no clue.
Yeah. Just
I don't really
keep
have
on the
any
grind, really.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm doing too, is like, you know what, if it's not cool enough, then it will get cool, and just keep going. That's what I'm teaching my folk and my people that come over here. And they're like, I'm waiting to get, and I'm like, just do it.
Yeah. All
Just
I'm looking
go.
at is, this time last year, whoa, like I'm way
Different.
Oh yeah.
And that's a
way
huge
more successful.
Right.
And that to me is like more important than what am I going to do next.
Right.
Because as long as I keep my head down and keep going.
Well, a lot of the great businessmen in this era are saying, expect nothing, accept everything.
Interesting.
And it's been hard for me to practice, but the less I expect, because I used to think like, all right, we need to break numbers.
Yeah.
We need to do
okay,
this.
yeah, I get you. Yeah.
F that.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm preaching against that.
Yep.
Because you know what? At the end of the day, I was for like 8 to 9 hours the other day, without going into depth about it, but I was victim of watching 3-ish to 4 movies, and the common denominator was space.
Mm-hmm.
Space is great.
Oh, I love space.
But
My
the
favorite
most
thing.
important thing about space is how unbelievably insignificant we are.
Yes.
So
Very existentially terrifying.
not to sound morbid or like we're suck. We're beautiful creatures. We're amazing, but we are nothing but just really sophisticated ants.
Mhm.
And we colonize and we eat and we waste and we
Mhm.
just think we're so cool. But with one wave, we're out.
I know.
And I've been telling a lot of people that, thank God, call me, walk with me, and say, how are you? And I say, this is how I am. And it's because if I'm having a really shitty day, go to Google Earth, zoom out, and try to find yourself, because you won't.
Yeah. I just said a very similar thing to somebody that was struggling with depression the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, I'm a huge nerd, science nerd. I listen to Star Talk every day.
Do you really?
Oh yeah. I'm a huge science and history are my
I love you
things.
now more, bro.
Yeah. And I said, man, just go watch some science YouTube channel where they talk about the scale of the universe.
Mhm.
Because that will help. It will make you feel like, wow, my problem is not very.
I'm glad that you're using it like I do, as a building block versus.
Well, because it helped me in college. That's what
Wow.
I had a severe anxiety disorder in
Really?
college. Yeah.
Damn,
Like
bro.
I was on medication. I was at one point. Oh man, this is
Let
this
it
is,
out,
This is
baby.
about cards close to the chest. I was for an entire year. I couldn't barely eat anything.
Damn.
Like I was even kind of dry heaving water.
What was the culprit? Just life or
No,
tests?
I moved. I was dating this. I was in a relationship for a long time
chica.
in very formative years, from like 13 to 18.
The same girl?
Yeah.
God bless you.
No, it was so stupid. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. It was so stupid.
I don't mean to
If
laugh.
you're a young teenager, do not start dating yet. Because I moved to college to go with her. I don't know if I would have gone to IU.
It was one of those.
And she broke up with me the first week. So I'm in this new place for the first time in my life. And
she's
now
there.
My one lifeline said, I don't like you anymore, over a text. And I think that was the kind of catalyst. And then it was like all the stuff about what am I going to do with my life came in. And it was just like, I can't function without medication at one point. Wow. And that's kind of when I started to get into pouring my energy into learning about the world and the universe. And because it made me feel less significant, but also it made me, I just learned to love learning after high school. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. And I have a degree in anthropology, by the way.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
That's what I studied as a passion. And I was getting 2 degrees, one in creative advertising and one in anthropology. If I would have stayed one extra semester, I would have gotten that degree in creative advertising, but I got an offer from the Smithsonian. So I said, should I pay an extra 10 grand or should I go
start doing what I want to do?
Go to DC. Like, hell yeah, I'm going to DC.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
I love that once again, you utilize the love for learning to suppress anxious idiot.
Yeah.
Yep. Powerful.
Yeah.
And I need to do it on the daily.
I still do it. Every
powerful.
Day. Yep.
And I love using, isn't it? It starts to sound so romantic about using the earth and all that it's magnificent for as fuel for your mental stability. Yeah. It's not, see, I feel like there's a genre of people still, and the influencers are preaching travel. That's great, but not everyone can afford it. Not everyone can physically even do it.
Yeah.
Close your eyes and learn and realize that there is a pyramid out there.
Yeah.
And it is bigger than you.
Learn about the great people of history who went through very similar things that you did. Yeah.
You imagine Joe Rogan's been saying this a lot lately.
Joe Rogan.
3 human beings ago, we were in the 1700s.
Yeah. Yep. I'm watching Outlander right now. And have you seen that show?
No.
It's really great.
Good.
It's set in the 1700s. This lady accidentally gets traveled back to the 1700s in Scotland. It's really good. Yeah. Because they're having the same problems.
So, and you know what? Literally the same problems. Little bit, some beheading going on.
Yeah. Different culture, same problems.
And dude, I was super blessed with I was just in Scotland. And
oh, really?
Life-changing opportunities to see. Like, there's a CVS in a building that was like a dragon's lair. You're like, and it shows you this. There's this we are just so confused as humans.
Yeah.
Like, I need my preparation etch. You go into the CVS and there's a dragon lair around you, and we don't even admire it. Majority of the people, we just.
We have the British to thank for that, man.
But
after the Highlander culture was wiped out at one point.
Well, not only that, with the consumerism at its finest is really, you just realize you're like, we are literally walking on streets that like gargoyles like had dinner here 3 human beings ago. And we're just like, and it's good. I admire you to a whole nother level. That's why I'm attracted to you, is that you have that hunger towards realization and learning that 3 human beings ago, we were beheading our 5th wife.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
because we didn't like her.
Leaving our baby out on a stump because we think it's a elf changeling or whatever. Yeah,
and now we're like, we need a new iPhone. We think we got to worry about our 4th quarter. Duh. Yeah. And it's good. It's good to worry about those things. It's good to have the new iPhone. But guess what? We were just beheading our 5th wife the other day because she looked at us wrong.
Yeah,
we're not that sophisticated.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Like I said, I do have hope in humanity, but we're still, I keep telling people this recently in the soccer world, that we're still 100 years away before soccer becomes a fixture and a part of life here. And people get they're like, no way. No one likes hearing that it's not going to happen within their lifetime. I've noticed. So when I'm like, we're still 100 years away before you wake up and the town's closed for a sports event. Yeah. It's the polar opposite of the states-based American football. Yeah. American football, everything's open. Come here.
Yep.
Anytime you go to usually another country, everything's literally shut down that day because you're spending time with your family. Yeah. It's so powerful. Yeah. And it's actually part of the culture to spend time with your family, not whore yourself out for an event. So my point is, when I say that, and whether it happens or not is irrelevant, it's just that's my hypothesis.
Yeah.
And people are like, there's no way it's going to take that long. And I'm going, just because we're going to be dead doesn't mean it's a bad thing. And that, are you someone who would be ready? Like, well, I don't think you should. You're like, I'm ready to die. I would be happy if you died today.
I've had that conversation with myself.
Yeah.
I, part of me, the biological part of me is extremely averse to death, obviously.
Correct.
Because that's just in our DNA. It's just evolutionarily. But
excluding the experiences.
I like to tell myself that I'd be fine if I died tomorrow. But would I really be like? Or honestly, does it even matter what I think about that fact?
Well, that's a paradigm shift of thought right there. Yes, but I could say this: I've only, as of recently, had started to experience things that I go, I'm ready to die.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds so mean, I guess.
Ready to, or you'd be okay?
I'd be okay.
Yeah.
Like I literally prepare myself.
You want to be like, I want to die.
Sean, later today I don't even know what time. How are we doing, by the way? Are you good on time?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Later today at noon, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump off a bridge. No, I'm not. Like I said, my biological self wants to. I still want to fly.
Yeah.
With nothing on me, like I want to be able to fly or breathe underwater. I still feel I have dreams that I could do that one day.
That'd be awesome.
But I have been able, thank God, literally thank God, and by nothing but perseverance and staying hungry and not listening to anybody, I've been able to experience things physically and see and feel and that I'm ready. Like I'm happy.
Yeah.
And it's a good place.
That's a good place to be when you're living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, because we are humans, I did need to do a few things, but I'm pretty much like, I'm ready. I could go. I would and excluding all of the, obviously the woebegons of those that do love me around. Like
that, as I've gotten older, I'm not super old, but like in the last few years, as I'm, learning more about life, and I'm using that as fuel to make decisions more often. Like, should I spend $4,000 on a computer? I could die tomorrow. Why not just do it? There's
nothing wrong with that rationale either. Don't put yourself in jeopardy.
Yeah, no. I
don't think
that was a way for me to get over my anxiety of just taking.
That's so good
forward.
that you know what we have a lot in common with that. I have buyer's remorse on everything.
Yep.
If my wife told you how many times I've made her return things after I bought them, she'd knock me in the head with half the shit I've bought that I'm like, after 3-4 days, I'm like, I don't really need this.
I know.
And then you return it. You want to know a funny little story? Bought the PS4 as soon as it comes out.
Yeah.
Nerd party. Buy the PS4. Playing the PS4. Don't play it for like 5 days. I'm feeling like I'm not using it. There's no reason to have this. It's within the 30-day, 14-day return policy is like 14 minutes to an anxious idiot. So I'm like, we need to return this. So she returns it. No, by the way, she's doing all this for me. I haven't left the island. So she goes back to Target, returns this thing, which was on impulse anyways. I called her one day and I knew she was in town. I go buy me the PS4. She was like, what the hell is this? I'll get it. Fine. Comes home, playing it. Like I said, week goes by. Who's not playing? What did I play? No, I'm sorry. The Switch.
Okay. The Switch.
Zelda. Had to.
Breath of the Wild.
So then I'm like, return it. She does. She returns it, and I made her buy it again.
Yeah.
She was so... I think I may have had to go back and get it. She's going to yell in the back if she was. Maybe she did go back and get it. But long story short, I kept it. But I love that you know what that says about you, though? You're going to be wealthy. It is. You're going to be wealthy. I promise you. It will happen. Because what's happening is that you scrutinize where you invest your time and your money.
Yeah.
And don't change that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to come off like I'm teaching. I'm by my own pain and by my own blood, save some tissues and don't cry over it. Stay the course because and it doesn't change, by the way.
Yeah.
But literally what you do with a little bit, that $4,000 apprehension that you had, you're going to do it $40,000.
Yeah.
Like you literally will be like, it's the same thing. And the minute you start to spend liberally, then you may want to go like, wait a minute. If this feels too comfortable, unless you start to hit that, sorry for my language, but that fuck you money, then go fire away, dude. Once it's with literally whenever your guy, if you have one, goes, you can spend as much as you want. It's coming in
Yeah.
faster. Then go,
Yeah.
have a blast. Try to be benevolent. Try to be, philanthropy and all that
Oh,
jazz.
absolutely.
But in your case, the fact that you have that little morale compass that's hitting north and you're going, is this really what I need?
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a good sense of the when in Rome,
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
We really aren't going to be here too long.
Hell no.
You know how weird it is to be 35 and to go, the same age that I'm now, I'm going to be 60. And those that are listening that are older, like, you idiot, you're so like the same thing that I'm doing to you. It still happens to me when I travel and people are like, you're 35. I'm on my 8th divorce by the time I was 35. And you're like, all right. But my anxious idiot, I'm like, oh God, I'm losing it. I'm falling apart. I'm going to be, so look, dude, this is your moment. Like today's your best day.
Yeah.
This is your moment. And I think you are, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like you as a human being, you're starting to kind of sink your teeth into that apple just a little bit more. You're starting to enjoying it.
Yeah.
Right? Are you getting to that place?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Especially where I was, in college. Like it's
that chick and you do you ever talk anymore?
Oh, I haven't spoken to her since that day.
I have names for those. I have that. You have that one. She'll be your one. Was it love or lust?
Oh, what? What's
was
that?
it love or lust?
It was love. Yeah,
It
she was my
love?
first love for sure. Well, we were together for like 5 years, and I was a teenager. That's very formative.
So I speak to a lot of my friends that have grown up with, most of them women, and we've talked about this dynamic, and we can't figure out, is it because we were so young and so impressionable that we cannot remove that person? We don't know. We still can't figure it out.
I think so.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's
because it's toxic. Probably wasn't healthy.
Oh, hell no.
We all admit that.
I very much wish that I would not have
right?
done that.
We all can say that one.
Yeah.
Like,
because now even today I'm like still a little messed up about like dating, It's hard. It's hard. I feel like it's harder now than it would have been if I hadn't gone through that.
Dude, she literally like first week of college broke up with you.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And she's on campus and you got to see her with dudes and whatnot. Oof.
Yep.
So it's there.
Yep.
It's how
I at this point, like I'm totally over it. Like
of course.
But it's
scar tissue.
I've actually thought about reaching out to her, just be like, because she's super smart. And I was like, what are you like doing in this world? Like, I know that you're doing something amazing.
I say do.
Yeah.
But don't. Yeah. I'm not. I have those that know me really well know that I have a part of me that I love. Dudes don't usually like me because I'm super liberal and open, and I love telling people like, you're gorgeous and you're going to succeed. My point is, if she's still alive and have a heartbeat and you're in a good place, do it.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
And I hold no grudges whatsoever about that, because looking back on it, where her mind was at, she probably was like, okay, I'm in this new place. I'm still stuck.
What if you guys reconnected?
Dude. I think she's with somebody right now, which is fine. All right. I don't care. I'm in this place. She's in Indiana. Like,
oh, she's back in the What'd you call it? Flyover state? Why is it called that?
You never heard that?
No.
Flyover states like Iowa and Indiana.
Because no one goes there, just fly over them?
Flat, no metropolises.
Never heard
even though Indianapolis is like one of the best cities in the world, but
flyover state.
Yeah.
So she's there.
Rich. Well, anywhere from New York to LA is a flyover state for the super rich.
Right. On that note, I really do think, if you're okay.
Yeah.
If you're like, if it's not going to mess you up.
Yeah.
You got to be okay. Like, don't let it open up a can.
Yeah.
But bro, I have this rule that anytime I have a dream with someone in it,
you got to reach out to them.
110%.
Yeah.
And majority of it, and this doesn't sound immediately, people go like, oh, he's boning these people in the dreams. I literally had a dream with the girl that my first kiss, which was at Indian Trail School on a weekend. Her brother brought her there. I was in 7th grade or 6th grade. I love her to this day. Cassie Chambers, now known as Zywix. She was my first kiss, and her and I would never say like we were first love. It was like a great girlfriend.
Yeah.
My first, it probably lasted 2 weeks, but it was a beautiful thing. I'll never forget her, and literally had her in a dream. And I have a lot of nostalgic dreams because I think that I'm here. So like, I may do things that are probably triggering that. I've walked these same streets. I've been where I kissed my first kiss or I play soccer, so who knows what was the chemical, why it happened. So I'm in my REM. Yahtzee, have this dream. She's in it. Wasn't sexual. And dude, completely, it's so wrong to do in today's society. You can't say bomb to someone else's wife or girlfriend.
Yeah.
But I literally texted her on Facebook and just said, I have this rule. When I have this dream, when I have a dream that you have a cameo in my dream, I must tell you, I hope that you're well. And dude, it opened up this great, short yet heartfelt, oh my God,
Yeah.
I've been thinking of you too, to some capacity, which
Yeah.
was crazy. And you never know that's that whole what's going on here world,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
What is really happening? So we had this great little and bro, it meant the world to me. And I'll even tell you one other one. I called this girl the other day out of nowhere just to tell her I love her because I went to school with her. And she literally goes, I just had a dream with you in it last night. I said, unless you're trying to be really trippy right now, I'll believe you. You have my belief.
Yeah.
But you're freaking me out now. I'm like, I think maybe I am dying at noon today. I love you. But isn't it crazy how don't rob yourself of being a human with passion and romanticism and seeking those. I don't care if it's someone you don't know. I gained success from the other sex by telling people to their face, I think you're amazing.
Yeah.
And you want to know another trick?
I'm really bad at that.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
I'm really nervous. Like,
don't be.
Yep.
I went to Orlando for the first time in a hot minute, late night. Orlando was a dirty stay out. Bro, you ask any woman. I was in pajamas, by the way. Don't try. That's another thing. Don't even try. Be you. I was in pajamas late night Orlando, going up to women just saying, if I were to ask you out to ice cream, what kind would you want?
So you're like a genius. Like,
well, it's just natural.
That just doesn't come to me.
Be you. It is. It's in you.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Yeah.
If I was a girl, I'd be like, hey, I'm proud of you. Look, you know what all these women that I talk to on the daily say? I just want a guy that works. Like, that's the standard now.
Yeah.
I tell my wife all the time, I'm like, if I were single, women want to be, you got to talk to these girls. No one, first of all, are you a talker?
I'm a talker, but I also feel like there's a double-edged sword there because most of the girls that I talk to become really good friends.
That's okay.
And that's great. That's
not
great.
wrong with that.
But I don't know how to.
I think it's in you.
You know what I mean?
I think what's happening.
And I think that goes back to
girl.
because I never had to try.
She messed you up.
Yeah. Well, she didn't mess me up. I messed myself up by
that's
putting
noble.
myself in that position.
But see, man, you know what I love about you is that you're able to identify where you were weak and where you need to get stronger. A lot of people just be like, mint,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, you're not, man. You haven't even shit today. It's on your brain. You know you got to go.
Drink
Like,
water.
right. You don't have it figured out. We don't either. Some of the best people that I run in contact with, and they say to me, what do you do? And I say, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
You imagine the oldest guy that's living is 80 to 100 and bet he don't even know what he's doing. They don't. They legitimately.
That's something that I tell people a lot. And it's something that I have to like remember myself is nobody actually knows what the hell they're doing in this world.
Nope.
It's so true.
And if they do, if you ever do meet that pompous prick that's like, I got it, ask them how the pyramids were made. Ask them where sperm whales migrate. We don't know.
Yeah.
You imagine that? We still don't know all these things.
Yep.
And maybe they go, well, I don't care about that.
Yep.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
So I don't care about your bazillions. I care about why and where these sperm whales are eating. You imagine that we still don't know?
Yeah.
It's 2020. We know what the backside of Mars looks like.
We know how old the universe is.
We don't know literally. I love watching mini documentaries on specific breeds and species of animals, and they go, we still to this day don't know particularly where the sperm whale lives. And you go, how do we not know? But we don't because we don't care enough. But
also, do we, when you come up with those kinds of questions, like philosophically, do we really want to know? Like, or is that curiosity like tantalizing enough?
So if I had like, once again, part of my vernacular, but if I had fuck you money, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the guy who made Avatar?
James Cameron.
That would be me.
Yeah.
He's
living, man. That guy.
You'd be like, where's Chenz? He's in his submarine.
Avatar is kind of a subpar movie, but everything else is good. Yeah.
You don't think it was that good?
No, I'm not a fan. No, I think it was a very good example of mass marketing.
You might want to watch over your show. Well, the movie's kind of died off.
Like Titanic is a great film.
Right.
But Avatar and the CG in it is okay. Like the waterfalls coming off the floating islands. Where's the water coming from? It makes no sense.
So I
have to be eternally consistent.
You're very
Yeah.
You want things to make sense.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That was the first movie getting video technical. That was the first movie that someone was able to render completely fake flowing water that looked 100% real. That was the one accomplishment from that movie that I think was groundbreaking.
But I love that you kind of like from videographer to video, you're like, the water, bro. Where's it coming from?
But yeah, Avatar. It's all right.
So
the logo for Avatar is just papyrus font. Do you know that? Somebody literally just typed Avatar in papyrus font, and that was it.
You know what? That's always the ones that work too, isn't it funny?
Exactly.
The ones that don't, you're like Times New Roman, Star Wars,
Yep.
whatever it is, and it's like it just works. By the way, on a movie note, Star Wars is getting railed.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new one
Me
yet.
neither.
I got spoiled.
Oh,
You know who you are?
You jerk.
Mm-hmm. But so I know kind of what happens, but I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings nerd. I'm a fantasy
That's
nerd.
my wife.
Yep, I'm a fantasy nerd. Game of Thrones.
How could you not like Lord of the Rings, though? Are there really a segment of people out there that don't like that?
There are.
You're an
and
idiot.
there, you know, like people will go, well, I don't like anything with like realms, you know, or wizards or stuff like that.
The
But it's like,
scenery alone.
yeah, the scenery, the music, the everything, even like the books, the stories, they're like so groundbreaking. I don't know.
I think we were somewhere near around where these guys were writing these books. They're all big deals in Scotland and London and all that. And they're like, this is where Harry Potter was written.
Yeah.
And there was literally a line to go ride like Space Mountain to go see, what's it called? Something in third quarters.
Yeah. Platform.
I don't know what it is. My wife's like,
look
at it's over there. And there's literally a line of people not to get on the train to see this. And I'm like,
see a brick
saw it
wall,
good. I'm like, literally go just touch
Just
it.
a
like,
brick wall. Yep.
And there's a gift store there. I think that one of the actors owns
Oh,
right
really?
next to
Really?
Smart.
That's cool.
Imagine seeing that Venmo account.
But as far as like in Lord of the Rings fandom, New Zealand, you gotta make the Hajj to New Zealand if you're a true.
I haven't been. Have you been to
No,
New Zealand
God,
land?
that's the one place on earth. It goes New Zealand, then Norway. I want to visit.
You want to do
for
Norway?
something.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
My people are from there. That's my people. Yeah.
Nordic, Viking.
Yeah, and maybe I can meet because the women up there are very, very beautiful.
Well, the minute you leave, you get to that area. Even the Dutch, they're tall.
Yep.
They're blonde.
Dutch, Danes,
gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, Icelandic.
Mhm.
All of those. Yep.
They can't be ugly.
No,
They
can't.
like they're ugly. It's funny. Like when I travel and I meet people and like I suck at soccer. They don't say soccer obviously, but they say I suck at, and I'm like, your bad is probably like Brady's bad at like football.
Yeah.
Like okay, but yeah, you got to go.
Yeah.
I don't believe though. Do you get a lot of this in your immediate circumference of world and peoples? Do you get people like you gotta travel? Do you get that like travel will make you better?
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
I don't
think-
either. Yeah, I agree.
Traveling is an extent. It starts here.
Mhm.
That's one thing I hope, and I think you have that though. But don't let everybody ever
Yeah.
say like it's good to change your zip code, but it's literally sometimes we don't realize. Ask an average Floridian if they've been to da 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 da, and they're like, "Oh, I haven't been over there."
Yeah.
It's a huge state, so keep it simple because there's a lot of people out there. My heart goes out to there's a lot of folk that can't afford it.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's so expensive.
It is very expensive.
And there's a lot of people that have that desire for and hunger towards life, but they can't afford a ticket to.
Mhm.
But it will happen. So you'll hear me say it until the day I go. It's literally what you do with a little bit, you're going to do with a lot. So that's why I'm proud of you with that apprehension towards
Yeah.
that 4Gs.
Yeah.
So this is the new whip.
Yep.
Smart investment, I think.
Yeah.
Not too
it's
fancy.
It's pretty though.
Nice.
You know, I was driving a 2007 Sonata for years,
She did her job.
and yep, she did her job.
You see my Ferraris.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I
I
just like felt like I was in a place where, you know, I was like, I'm rolling up to meetings in this
That's
crappy
true.
looking car, and
it's okay.
I want to, I want to feel a little fancier in my
Yep.
life and sort of reflect some of the success I've been having.
Well, you commute.
It's a 2015 Chrysler 200. It's not like a
You didn't
fancy
go
car,
stupid.
but it's very pretty,
Mhm.
and it.
Well, it's reliable, and
Yeah.
if you are a commuter, so if I had to commute places, you would see me have probably literally. That's a great buy.
Yeah,
Simple, nice,
under 10 grand.
perfect,
Mhm.
good fuel economy, all that. Because like there's the dark side of me, and not that it's a bad thing, but just like who doesn't want the Tesla? How cool would it be if your internet had rolled up in a Tesla?
I really love Tesla.
Yeah. And like, here's the thing, right? You get to a position where maybe, for instance, when you invested in your equipment, what if I did want to just roll up in that Tesla, the auto one too? even though we can't do it here legally yet. But I'm just saying I could have it. And then really, though, I don't need it.
Yeah.
And that's where you start to, and I heard, you've seen all these memes, right? You see all the Gucci's and the guys that are bling blinging. And then you look at Buffett and Gates and they're wearing pajamas. The guys that really end up having it, you don't really ever know.
Yeah.
And that's my new aspiration.
Yep.
The only time you will know is that there's going to be probably a faint humming in the sky of the airplane or the helicopter.
Yeah.
That's my new.
Yeah.
It will happen.
Yeah.
And it will happen because I'm speaking it. But no one will know. You're not going to see a banner. Chenzo's plane.
I get you, though, because it's sort of like an alluring thing. I was on the golf course the other day and somewhere close to Flagler Municipal Airport, and there was this pretty large private, obviously private jet, and I went, that guy's living. I don't know who it is.
People don't know how many private jets are coming in out of there.
A lot
of money.
Yeah.
And once again, none of it, I don't look at it anymore anyways with eyes of, I want that. I want to make sure I have my health and my lifestyle prior to it.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing. To have had many, many successful people with way bigger, better things than me in the last 5+ years say, I want your life, has been one of the most rewarding things that it has gone into my scrolls and scribes of life that I go, what in the world is happening? And it's really all by consequence of pursuing peace.
Yeah.
Peace, man.
Yeah.
Peace and happy. And it sounds so cliche and Gandhi-ish, like, okay, dude, I'm pursuing peace too. But no, literally, do you sleep with a notepad by your bed?
Mm-mm.
Good. Don't. I used to. I was an anxious idiot. Was always worried.
Were you writing down your...
How I was going to conquer the world.
Oh, really?
Didn't sleep.
Really?
I hated it.
Yeah, I don't sleep very well in general.
You got to.
But yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
Are you thinking? Yeah. Obviously. What are you doing? Are you watching something?
Yeah, I'm usually watching something when I go to bed, but it hasn't always been that way. I used to sleep really great. I think it's just this whole business, just sort of like things are starting to move in a big way, and it's, I'm not on the surface anxious about it because I'm like happy. I'm like, this is amazing. Right. But underneath, I'm like, it's almost like a fear of success type of thing.
Fear of success, and probably there's nothing wrong with it. All this is very, very healthy. I would say, if you want my advice, what's happened through my own woebegones, I went through a very, very long stint, many, many years not sleeping. Mm-hmm. There's been less years I've slept than haven't, so like it's still so rewarding. Rule of thumb, first and foremost, get your phone out of the room. Yeah. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
Do it.
I'm pretty good at not looking at my phone.
You sure?
I have it in my room, but I'm pretty good at not looking at my phone.
It's not even near it. Like you're not scrolling.
No.
Don't. Because not only physically with the white light, I was taught that white light is actually activating a tremendous amount of neurons and stuff, and you can't sleep. Secondly, I'll do that one last post or email or this. Yeah. Get rid of it. Second of all, do you walk?
I was just about to say my biggest problem with not sleeping is probably I just don't get enough exercise.
Gotta walk.
Yeah.
Old man walk.
Yep.
I
used to walk a lot in college.
Right.
Because campus was really nice, and I would actually, even if I wasn't going to class, I would just take walks.
I hope this is loving on you. I hope you know that this is me failing.
Absolutely. Oh,
okay. Yeah. This isn't like, do this. Yeah. I literally, I'll show you later. I walk and work. I got I've been doing it for the last couple of years. I have the walking speed, the treadmill. So if you can't get out, there's no excuse. You got to move. Yeah. And you are going to be just as guilty as me that we just become little trolls, hunched over.
Oh yeah.
8 hours later, you haven't even taken.
And now I have this like huge.
Oh, you got the curve.
I got 34.
I saw that curve.
Oh my gosh.
You just go to bye-bye land.
Sucks me in. Yeah. Yeah.
I saw it. It's beautiful.
Oh, it is beautiful.
And you're like, let's go.
I am in love with it. Yeah. But also at the same time, I'm like, I got to be careful.
Suck you right in.
Yeah.
Walk.
Yeah.
Get out there.
Yeah.
If you ever need a walking buddy.
I really wanted to move down to Flagler.
It will happen.
For that reason.
Do you want to be in Flagler? For real? It will happen.
Yeah.
Someone asked me the other day, how did you get here? Pure miracle.
Really?
Was my wife and I were just recently engaged, or going to be engaged. She didn't know. In my head, we had been engaged because I was going to ask her.
Yeah.
So my chronological story is a wee bit off. But I was engaged mentally, but she didn't know yet. And I literally was on the phone with her. And this was close to 10+ years ago. And I said, find a place in Flagler Beach. And dude, I had no money,
Yeah.
no at all. I had never even had a lease. And the lady I was renting from was like, we need leasing history. And I'm like,
boy.
My point is, if I could do it, anyone
Yeah.
could do it.
Yeah.
Just put it out there. And once again, I hate sounding so Gandhi's like, you're going to manifest. Blah, blah. But if we don't know how it's going to happen, like for instance, the editorial thing, it will happen by consequence of talking about it.
Yeah.
You will be here if you want to be here. And I will, and I'm sure many other people will accept you with loving hands. It's a beautiful, this lifestyle coming from Palm Compton is, I can't explain it. It keeps me before you came over here. That's beyond free.
Yeah.
I was, before you got here, out on my little boardwalk, literally dancing with construction workers, like saying things that I'm sure choice words don't care.
And I love being in the water. I love, just the smell, Yeah. Come on. Yeah. So my aunt and uncle actually live on South Daytona.
Okay.
And they're, I just see them on Facebook and they're, out at 7 a.m. just walking and enjoying life.
You go out
playing banjo.
Everyone's out.
Yeah.
It's another difference. You go on Palm Coast. You ever notice someone walking on Palm Coast Rock where you're like, what is this dude doing? He's a murderer.
Yeah.
And they're just like probably trying to get a walk in. It's so, I noticed that.
That's another thing too, is the social pressure of not being out in Palm Coast is a very real thing. Yeah.
It's so true.
Who's walking outside my house?
Anyone walking over the bridge at Palm Coast Parkway is a rapist. Immediately. You're like, 911, what's your emergency? There is a rapist right now. He's either a terrorist or a rapist is walking over. What's he doing? He's walking over the bridge. You're not supposed
And he looks pretty suspicious.
Why? No shirt on.
I should put this on Next Door Neighbor.
You feel like you were a good civilian that day. What did you do? I've got the streets rid of a rapist. Out here, everyone's out. So none of this is like, this isn't anything profound. You know the drill. It's something to be said about just getting in this earth. Get out there.
Yeah.
So that will help you out a lot.
Golf helps me.
So you're a golfer, man?
I'm a huge golfer, yeah.
I got more and more. That's a great thing for business, by the way. A lot of people ask me to golf.
Yeah, less so nowadays.
Really? It's dying
back in the day, it was a very you could get a job based on how good of a golfer you were.
Really?
Like a good corporate job. Doesn't matter how much experience you've had. I've heard numerous stories. I had a friend actually when I was a kid. I heard the story of I was at a golf camp in Michigan. And this guy was like, yeah, my dad, he was like a really great golfer, state am level golfer. And he said, yeah, my dad's a pharmacist because he got a job at a pharmacy because he played this round with this one guy.
And that's it.
He had no schooling. Yeah.
It's funny. I think I was maybe a dying breed as I was in that, because I used to go out there and you could meet the CEO of, the coolest company in the world. Yeah. And you're catching him in his worst,
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I have stories about that I probably shouldn't share. Like I had a buddy in college who caddied at Medina Country Club in Chicago.
Wow.
And he met legit, he met the CEO of McDonald's, caddied for him, and like before they go out, when they're talking to the press and everything, and other businessmen, they're very upfront. But when they get out there with their friends, they're just a normal dude. See him
take 4 strokes on a par 3, and you're like, that's the real you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So but do you still go recreationally? You go out
I try to at least once a week. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
That's really up there.
If I can get once every 2 weeks, I'm fine. But if I go longer than that, it hurts.
Do you have a home course yet?
I play a lot at Grand Reserve.
Okay.
Just because their rates combined with their state, the state of the course, they keep it really nice there. Works for me.
Do you have a golfing buddy? Or you just go?
I go with my dad.
Nice. Yeah, that's good for your.
My dad's a great player. Like when he was 18, if he didn't go to the factories, like his dad said, you're going to the factory.
Right.
He could have maybe done something with it.
Wow.
At least, been a PGA, club pro or something like that. Yeah.
Huh. So, well, that's great that you and your dad have something to do and be like, there's some camaraderie, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Dad,
yeah.
This whole,
you
get lunch.
Every once in a while, my clients will take me out and I'll have a spot for my dad. So it's kind of cool because I let him into my world a little bit. And
that's really nice. Don't take that for granted. Yeah. Not that you probably do, but that's a fantastic.
I am very blessed to have a good relationship with my folks.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I I have a half brother and half sister, but they're full brothers. I grew up with them.
Are they around? Or?
No, and they're also way older than me. My brother is 38.
Okay.
And he lives in Texas. And my sister is 34. She lives back in my hometown, Fort Wayne. She just had a baby.
Uncle Sean.
First time.
And then you guys.
That really sucks though.
Wow.
Not being close to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what though? It's a blessing and a curse. It keeps your airplane open seats.
Yeah.
Because it's a good thing. It's
Thank
actually
God
you
Allegiant-
anticipate each other.
Allegiant goes straight to Fort Wayne from Sanford. Yep.
So that's a good thing. And what a moment for your sister. Yeah. So she's embarking on this adulting thing.
Yeah.
It happens like that.
Yeah.
You gonna have kids, you think?
Yeah. I'm not like hardcore
like
one way or the
like,
other. Yeah.
Kid.
I just the only reason I want the reason I don't want to is, the reason I do is because I see the kind of relationship I have with my dad.
Right.
And I would really love to have that with somebody. But yeah.
Girl first. Do you have a crush? I don't want names. Do you have a crush?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She local?
Yeah.
Yes. You know how many people have been saying to me they don't have crushes? And it rips my heart out.
Yeah.
I do not have a crush, people. If you're single.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
I'll give you 5 of mine. I don't know. Ugh. Just being in Orlando, everybody I was talking to, primarily women, I'm like, do you have a crush? You have a crush?
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, get off your phone for 10 seconds. I bet you find a crush. But this is good. Does she know?
Nah.
Mm.
Well, if she's perceptive, maybe.
Yes.
I
love this.
Yeah.
I live for that.
Yeah.
That's you get the butterflies? Are you like, what's the frequency of you being in her
I'm not
bubble?
I'm not like head over heels right now or anything.
All right, well, let's settle down then.
Yeah.
But what's the frequency of you being in the proximity of her? Like, is this like once a
Just happiness, when you're
no,
around.
no, physically, how often are you in her proximity?
Oh, fairly often. Not
more than once a week?
No, probably not.
Okay. So
Because,
once every couple weeks? And when you're around,
yeah,
she don't know.
I don't
She's
think
got to
so.
know.
Yeah.
You need to let her know. So you haven't even asked her out or anything yet?
No.
How level on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being Jennifer Aniston crush? Where is she?
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
I feel like I have to plead the fifth hero or something.
Just that one? You can. You don't have to. It's healthy, though. This is very good.
Yeah.
It's good to feel this
I
way.
don't know, 7.
That's good.
6, 7.
That
Yeah.
makes me happy. Thank you for. I'm not going to blow you up. Like we don't. It could be anybody. That we're not going to go there. But that's very, very healthy. Yes. See, to me, look, life is so amazing and so fun, and it's not about your job. It's not about your money. It's not about your car. It's about companionship, man.
Yeah.
Boy and girl, like trying to find someone that you can straight kick it with.
Yeah.
Like I'm so many people's kick it. You know how happy I'm about that?
Yeah.
I'm everybody's Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Can we go take a walk? And people know that if my flavor is your flavor, it's an unlimited supply
Yeah.
of pistachio ice cream.
We gotta start hanging out more.
I told you, yes, 100%.
Do that.
And that's what if I could say, not that you need my advice, but if it came to landing some good, fun companionship, just see if they want to do what you're doing. That's
Yeah.
all that it is.
Yeah.
So let homegirl know. I mean, do you want to do this? Because and here's the golden rule. You're going to do it with or without her. And when women or friends in general know that you're going to do it with or without them, you want to be a guy that you want people to want you. You don't want them to need you. Family, friends, clients, all of them. Don't make them need you. That's that is the fine line that I've noticed who is getting on my airplane. If you need me, we are sold out.
Yeah.
You want me? First class, premium seat. Got it. And you can bring a friend because there's enough to spare now.
Yeah.
Because if you're not happy with yourself, I don't have anything to give you. No expectations, no obligations, Sean. You got it. See if she wants to fly where you're flying. How long you crushed on her?
A few months.
It's new.
Yeah. Yeah.
This stuff makes me excited. That's better than work. Yes. What's it like having a crush at 25 in this era? Do you feel like, is it so uncharted because of the digital era that like, how does one actually?
I'm pretty like, I'm not a part of like hookup culture.
You're not into that
I'm
shit.
not into that.
Sending dick pics.
Yeah.
How many guys
like
do that?
I get, a lot of people, chastise me for that. And
Really?
I don't want to seem old fashioned,
Like bumbling and all that.
I don't really care about I actually want to know who you are.
Right.
You know what I mean,
You're talking about the straight up D and the V culture.
Yeah.
Like gotta get it.
Yeah,
that's
the Tinder culture.
That's growing, huh?
Yeah,
and it's here to stay.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, there's not it's not prejudice to age. I know chicks that are straight boomer.
Yeah,
and they're
100%. Yep.
And look, oh boy, listen. I got told the other day by somebody that word on the street is I'm a swinger. I swear. I was down the street the other day just taking a walk, and the guy goes, "Must be nice." And I hear that a lot. I hear that one a lot. I'm like, "Do you want to come to my dungeon at midnight? You want to know?" So I got the "must be nice," and in the same sentence, it was like "must be nice," and what's that? What must be nice being a swinger or something can that? And I thought, I guess I make it easy to be labeled that way. Come on. I'm not. Like I said, half the time I'm taking walks with fake dates and people are like, "Oh, look, another one."
Yeah,
I get it. But at least what you see is what you get. I don't hide. It's funny. Sometimes I say to people, go, "If you really thought I was hiding something, you think I would be doing it walking by you?" But they don't think like that. But the point is, it's crazy how many people are. And this isn't even a negative connotation. If that's what you're into, and you're
absolutely,
and you're in the D and the V, and you're getting it,
absolutely,
good for you.
Yep.
But I never was into that. I have no qualms in saying in a public environment because my show is my life, bro. I'm going to my grave with 3, son. 3. Like I grew up my whole life out here, and people were like, "Chen's definitely boned everybody," and then I tell them like this many.
3.
People really? Like, what?
Wow.
Because I was never into. I loved companion. I wanted.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then there's no shame in it, dude.
Because I've dipped my toes in those waters. And it's
a nice plunge.
And I feel shame there. You know what I mean?
But isn't it nice? Mm-hmm. It's nice.
It's nice in the moment.
It's nice in the moment.
Yeah.
But see, you're an anxious idiot, which is a compliment, and you think and you know, and the ramifications emotionally, spiritually,
that just wrecks all of it. Yep.
Proud of you. And let me tell you something, man. To this day, I don't have any regrets. I'm cool with it. I didn't need the D and the V.
Yeah.
Now, when it came to psychological warfare, that's a whole nother thing. All the girls that I mentally dated growing up, forget about it. And don't get me wrong, there was smooches and, all that jazz. Yeah. But when it came to like, let's make some babies,
Yeah.
And not to mention, I'm a hypo anyways. And I was like, if they
had a very rare thing today. That's just what I'm surprised about.
So you're a dying breed. Or we're a dying breed. Yeah. We're not normal.
Yeah.
We're like we're aliens.
Mm-hmm.
We're anomalies. Mm-hmm. We're weird.
Yep.
And you know what though? I don't care. I think it's noble, and I think what's going to happen is that you, byproduct of having a sister as well, you're exercising characteristics about a human being in which you would want for your own sister.
Yeah, yeah.
And your mother. Yep. You understand that. And
I think that's has a lot to do with it probably. Yeah.
And I'm proud of you for that. You're going to be a phenomenal protector, provider. You really are. Could taste it in you, and that's a good thing. Man. You take care because you are an anxious idiot when it comes to that $4,000. Yeah. You're going to make sure that your house expenditures are not going towards the $75,000 crown molding.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want to be a helicopter, or what I mean.
But
it's a fine line.
There is a fine line, and I think, though, you know what you do? Once again, the cliche statement, you kind of get what you put out. I end up finding a woman that literally walked out of the Old Testament. That's just the word submissive, I guess, is almost condescending. You can't say submissive in 2020 because you get I'm literally probably getting chastised now as whatever you call it, a woman hater. But no, you get what you put out, and she appreciates that. And you're going to be the head of your family. And I believe in that. I believe that you'll be the guy that says, "Hey, look, no." And I don't think you're even gonna have to say anything. Like my wife's never gonna come home with like a Tesla without me knowing.
Yeah.
It will be something that had been thought out, prayed about. Yeah. We can do this. It's not gonna cut our legs off.
Yeah,
we got this. And I think you'll end up finding the same thing because I think you guard yourself a lot, right? Like you guard. You hold. You're an open book to some capacity, but I don't think you're very you're a very emotional person, but you're not with a lot of people. Would that be a fair statement? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And when you find that person and you start being like, yo, this is me, once it's reciprocated, it's a beautiful thing. But if you, not that you want my advice, but one thing that also helped for me is that look for every reason not to be with somebody.
Yeah.
And it helped me because I think we go into life sometimes this like euphoric, everything's going to be great.
Yep.
And as we're adulting, not everything's good for you.
Yeah.
And not everything's great. And a lot of people, unfortunately, that honeymoon stage is real. And there's that honeymoon stage where they look good, smell good. And all things figuratively and literally, once it starts to become part of you and you're like, wait a minute, I don't like waking up at 4 p.m. 10 is okay. 4, it's a big gap.
Yeah.
So look for every reason not to. And if your checklist is low and outweighs then I think then you've started to pursue in that right direction. I couldn't find, I literally was like down to one thing that I couldn't stand about Camille, and that was that she falls asleep during movies. And after that, I was like, well, I can deal with it. I can deal with this. So I labeled it as a disease called cinemes. Women just can't stay up during movies. So that was like the one thing I was like, I can deal with this.
I do think I'm fairly decent at that. The last serious relationship I was in was about 2 years long, and I literally woke up, I'm not marrying this girl.
You felt it.
I just felt it in my bones, and I went,
awesome
so
revelation.
There's no reason to continue. And she was
it.
not happy about it.
Yeah, you know what though? You followed. I'm proud of you.
But now I know now she's with a guy that makes her incredibly happy, and I'm like, all right, cool,
perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very excited on that tangent with it. I used to ask this after the show, and I mean this sincerely. Any constructive advice? Like, did you feel good?
Yeah, I love formats like this.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I love when people just have a conversation, a human conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. Sometimes people in public will be like, hey man, I'm going to start a podcast. Are you going to be mad at me? And I'm like, bro, go.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. My buddy, Volchek.
Yes. Is he going to do it?
Yeah. He's, we've been tossing a few ideas around. Now he wants to do something very specific and pointed, which is great. And he'll do that. But I'm like, dude, if you're going to buy like podcasting stuff, can we please like just have some kind of rambling? Like, cause like I said, I study all this stuff about space and history and culture. And I have nobody to talk to about it. Like I would love to like have this outlet. Like I talk about video and marketing and all this stuff all day long. I would love to be able to talk to somebody about, Jupiter. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
that is a powerful. Well, look, one thing unfortunately, the world is a lonely place.
Yeah.
I'm alone a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm alone a lot, and it's a good thing.
Yeah. Sad.
I had lost my best friend about 6-7 years ago. And that's what was the reminder of nothing's yours.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was ever gonna. You don't really think people are going to die when they're a fixture in your day.
Yeah.
Like he was literally like my left nut.
Yeah.
I loved him. And everything I was doing and everything I was planning on doing, he was a part of. Names, concepts, businesses, ideas. We were going to conquer the world together. And then boom, you're dead. And you're like, well, what am I going to do? Everything I have is with him on it. Not legally, but like all of our. My point is this. I talk to him a lot, not because I think he can hear me, but even I have this saying. It's called like Mateos living, because that's what I call him. His name was Matthew, but I call him Mateos. Right. Be ready to be alone mentally a lot. And no one really cares. I really hate to sound like this, but like accept the fact that when you close your eyes, be ready to be okay alone. And unfortunately, no one really cares about talking about Pluto and the gas in which that it is. I do.
Yeah.
If you find that select, great, but I won't even be here.
Yeah.
When you really need it.
Yeah.
But it is lonely. I sometimes classify life as it's getting sweeter being at a buffet all alone.
Yeah.
And I have companionship.
But for anxious idiots, it's harder. Like if you can get to a place where you can sit quietly in a room alone and not lose your shit, that's a huge win. Big time. Yeah.
And I'm not even anywhere near. Everyone that knows me knows how unbelievably codependent I am.
Yeah.
I need to be told I need to be told that you love me and near me. Like I literally don't even like when people are here and they go like PP. Like I want to go stand by the door and be like, so anyways, listen, you gotta like that. And that's not healthy.
Yeah.
So you have to find that balance and make sure you realize that when you are left with that, isn't it crazy how loud that ringing is in the quietness?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
It's like I saw a meme the other day. It was a meme about Netflix and it asking if you want to keep watching. It was like, and it changed like, do you want to keep watching to like, do you still need the sound to fill the deafening void in your life? You know,
That's
like,
what
and I was like,
says?
that is so true. Like I constantly in college when I was alone, because I lived alone I had a podcast on, I had music on, and it was like, I would go insane if it was just silence.
And and here's the thing, I'm dealing with this. My wife hates this, but I need ambient noise. Whenever we travel somewhere and there's no fan, I'm cooked.
Yeah.
I'm like, you would think I'm dying of like an alien disease because I can't stop tossing and turning. So I figured out at least the white noise on something. She hates it.
Yeah.
I'm literally putting on like broken AC unit YouTube.
Yeah.
And there's video. Can't believe people have put this stuff online. 10 hours of like an AC unit.
Yep.
And it helps me. My point is there is something to be said about being able to just be silent and no distraction.
Yeah.
Listen, if you suck and you ain't doing right in life, I think that's why there is the growing epidemic of constant stimuli. Because if you suck, like for instance, if I stole from you today, like I stole those sunglasses, you leave, you don't know that tonight I'm alone. If I were if I'm, and I can't run and my PlayStation broke, electricity's off and my wife's out of town.
Yeah.
I don't know how human beings, here's my hypothesis, why there's a growing epidemic with the pills and this and that and constant stimuli is because I can't sit with that on my conscience.
Yeah.
So that's why I have to
distract yourself from your
because they're never dealing with, I told someone online that they use fear-mongering tactics to acquire clientele. I sometimes wonder, how does someone go to sleep like that? Noise. Has to be.
You have to be right. Yeah.
Can't be any other way because I know if I were to, me personally, if I were to steal those, electricity's out tonight, I got no one, no friends, I would literally be like,
and then you wake up the next
to call Sean.
Yeah. And then Yeah. Then you wake up the next morning after all the stimuli and go, I'm a great person, you know? Yeah.
You totally right. It's more blockage. Just keep
it.
blocking and then it's on to the next. And you feel almost better about like, well, I stole a big deal, but someone called me a jerk online. So it's karma.
Yeah.
No. And I think there's a lot of value and there's a lot of breakthrough as a human being to actually sit in that silent and go, I'm going to evaluate myself. Yeah. I stole Sean's glasses. I didn't call someone that I probably should have because I offended them. And I'm going to just deal with this. And I'm going to deal with me first, then seek the face in which I said, here are your glasses back. And now see, a lot of people I don't think want to deal with the ramifications.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
They don't want to deal with, now I avoid you.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden life and flight plans have become completely jaded and different because of these actions. It's a very convoluted, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting. It's, people are crazy, man. That's why I studied anthropology.
Well, it kept you rooted.
Yeah.
So do you think right now there is literally, if we were to break that point of the horizon, right? If we were to go in space, if we were to do it, do you think that we could literally, do you think that there's actually a parallel like universe or something going on crazy? Have you gone to the dark side?
They're pretty certain that the multiverse is a real thing.
Right.
Now when you talk about, this is that's super complicated.
I understand
physics.
Right.
When you get into like string theory and bubble universes and all that, we'll never see that.
I don't think so either.
When you start talking about like quantum states, that's when like they say that, you know, whenever you make a decision, another universe is created where you didn't make that decision, or you made a different. Like there's a universe for every possible state of
every option.
Matter. Yeah. And it's like that's almost a little too daunting to think about.
Right.
But as far as like getting to other universes where there's different physical laws and stuff, I don't think that'll ever be a possibility. Right now, we got to focus on finding a new home planet.
I agree with you. Well, not us, but the hundreds of years next, I think without a doubt.
Well, let's just put it this way. Humans have been here for about 200,000 years, Homo sapiens.
Right.
Homo erectus, which was another species of human, was around for 2 million.
Right.
and they're gone.
Yep.
So like we aren't that successful as a species yet.
Mm-mm.
We think we run the world, but we haven't been here for that long.
No.
And we see what's happening to the earth right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, like, absolutely, we need to focus on saving this planet. But at the same time, if we're gonna, and I'm talking hundreds of thousands, even millions of years, if we're going to survive as a species, we need to find new places.
1,000% agree with you.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, not to sound not hope in humanity, but I do believe that we are, as right now, the world is going to be way overdue for a tremendous amount of cleansing. There will be creatures and species that will evolve from this plastic dimension that we have created, but it won't be us.
Yeah.
And if we do, we'll be living off of a lot of manufactured type of food and or some type of thing. But here's what's interesting is that I do believe as well, it's completely against the many scrolls that we read as human beings, that human beings were this and that. You know, I believe that we have been here way longer than it's in the books as far as a species as well. I think that we've been, they talk about, what is it, a global techie and all these like these they just
pre-humans,
with our right. And I'm with you on that. And I think also what's really fascinating is that like you said, we really are not that sophisticated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny right now, science wise, they're saying that our brains are shrinking again.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. And this was all stuff that was delivered to Rogan by a scientist. So if you guys want to fact check me, do your shit.
Rogan.
But the guy that was telling it was like a neuroscience. Like I believe him.
The only thing I don't like about Joe Rogan is he brings, one day he'll have Neil deGrasse Tyson on, who's a theoretical physicist, and then the next day he'll have Graham Hancock, who's just a crack. Right. But he comes off, he presents himself as an expert professional.
Correct.
And I just think that's misleading. I don't like.
It is tough.
Like that,
Well, the silver lining, I think, to Joe is kind of like with me, where my little show is, for instance, I may have a 9-year-old on one day, and then I have like an anarchist on the next. So like
he's non-discriminatory.
Yeah, and I think he's my rule book with. I don't do a lot of description-based breakthroughs before I have someone on, and I've had people like, you should put on there like who it is. I said, well, just listen, because that's kind of what Rogan does. Now, of course, the people Rogan has on are his next door neighbor.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I'm not going to give a dissertation of who this person is. I'm going to allow you to do that. Mm-hmm. But my point is, these people, this fact that like our brains are shrinking and we don't know why. And I think it's because we're not using it. I think we can have our hypothesis about it, but ultimately we're changing.
Yeah.
Our diets are completely artificial.
Yeah.
We don't know what the hell we're doing.
Yep.
And once again, none of this is necessarily a bad thing, but it's extremely, extremely fascinating that what we're trying to do in space and how we're able to start. It's crazy the breakthroughs that we are making in space, being able to do the 3D printing now of food.
Yeah.
Crazy. So we're going to get there.
You know, this mental health epidemic stuff is really not hard to understand, because our natural state as humans is to live in a group of less than 100 people in the woods, you know, chasing our food.
Yep.
That's our natural, that's what our bodies are built to do.
Right.
And our brains. And so to have all this crazy stimuli thrown at us, it's existential crises are to be expected. You
know what's funny is that when you break it down so simply, people also don't like that.
Nope.
Can't be that simple.
Nope.
What do you think you are?
Yep.
Einstein? It can't be that simple. You mean to tell me if I don't go outside for 365 days a year, I'm just not going to be good? Yeah. And we don't have it figured out. Trust me, because in the same breath, you know, we have an electronic device right now that's emitting frequency that's probably literally altering our DNA as we speak. So we're not exercising great human hunter-gatherer characteristics, but we still do know, go outside.
Yeah.
Go outside.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
put the grass on your feet. You know,
it's crazy. What does everybody seek? You go to the bigger cities. What does everyone charge the most for?
Hug a tree once in a while.
Yeah, hug a tree. Sleep with this tree. Yeah. But we pay for nature in the cities.
Yeah,
is it such a funny oxymoron?
Yeah,
go to the city so you're closer to your job, and you're in a high rise, and you could get to this.
Yeah.
But by the way, if you want the top floor,
it's
$1 billion. It's like, well, why can't I just stay No, you're too slow there.
Mm-hmm.
We need you here. And dude, I have to tell you, everyone has their own flavor. But one thing that's always fascinating to me is that I'm really, 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 really happy that there are people that do like living there because there are not many here.
Yeah.
I cannot understand it. But I guess it's the same people that just like to have, they eat tripe, the cow intestines. I'm glad that those folks are out there. It's great because I don't want it. But also, I just don't understand why people want to be in a high rise where there's people thumping.
I haven't met a lot of people who were born in the country that would ever like that. I think a lot of it has to do with what's your environment, the moment that you come into this world.
But thank God they're there.
Yeah.
Because if I had to live there, I just spent a long period of time in a really, really big city. And bro, Camille will tell you, I was at my breaking point.
Yep.
I was wearing clothes. It was noisy. Dude, talk about your ears ringing at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
You don't realize what honking and humming and police sirens do on a 12-hour period of exposure to come home to no fan.
Yep.
And you got anxious idiot in you.
Yep.
Thank God I didn't steal no sunglasses.
Yeah.
And that's that epidemic. I need the pill. I need the drink.
Yep.
And once again, want over need.
Yep.
Would you go to space?
I don't know if I'm built for that. There are people out there, and I'm glad there are, that are like, I'm already on teams to go to Mars. Like they're ready to go. They're trained. They're ready to go. That's like my life's purpose. I want to go. I want to be the first person to go to Mars. I'm not like that. I would be terrified.
Me too.
There will become a place. I'm a huge proponent of the idea that we need to start, this whole idea of space tourism, planes going up, escaping the atmosphere.
They're doing it already.
Yeah. I am a huge proponent. There need to be government funded programs where we send our artists, our philosophers up into space, because every astronaut has said looking down at our planet is the single most significant moment of their entire lives. Every single one agrees about that. So if we could have people with significant different minds have that feeling, what kind of things could we come up with?
What breakthrough do they get?
Oh my God, that investment would be crazy. Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, engineers. I
heard someone say that the other day, actually on Rogan. He goes, do you want to know what instead of our school systems, and no disrespect to our school systems, but he goes, you want to know what should be everyone should have to be an engineer. Yeah. Which that was his belief. And I'm not saying I necessarily agree or disagree, but it was rather fascinating, meaning like you think how things are there. Like the bridge didn't just get there.
Yeah.
And even civil engineering or whatever kind of engineering it is, even electrical, this isn't just happening.
Yeah.
And know that there's something or someone creating this and how fragile that it is. So I agree with you. That's really powerful to think. Imagine if we get these disruptors that are already seeing in a different color.
Yeah.
See that. And they go, wait a minute. This is the cure for the cancer.
No.
It's right there.
Yeah.
But I like that you said no, because out of watching those 4 movies on a back-to-back basis, I was like, I hate space. Because it was, but I do love space. And I love the principle of, but I couldn't do it. Anxious idiot. I can't even stop checking to see if my passport's there, let alone having G-forces to make you shit yourself. I don't think I could physically do it, the confinement, et cetera, but we're there, and it will continue. You know what I think? I've always thought that if we probably already are to a degree from a government standpoint, but I feel like we should be colonizing under the water.
Yeah.
If we did get to a point where I have no more space and I just need to live, like colonizing under the water, because it's the same principle of being in space. And I'm sure it's being done. Like I said, it's got to be. If someone thought it's happened, I think we're in that era.
Yeah.
Look what Elon's done. If it's thinkable, and there are people now that have billions and billions of, like literally right now, if you and I thought, hey, we could put a team of 10,000 people on it, they'd say in 6 months we'll have the renderings done and then we can execute. Yeah. That's where we're at in this era of technology.
Mm-hmm.
But to really actually do it, it'd be interesting. I wouldn't want to live there forever, but as far as farming underwater, like we're doing now, like raising livestock and the fish in the water that are in compartments, but yet big enough. It's the same thing. What if we had farms there, living capabilities there? I could maybe I'd go there. I'd go there with you.
The open ocean terrifies me. Yeah. But being on top of the open ocean. If we had there was a legit city underwater, hell yeah, I'd be down. But
Yeah, she scares
Yeah.
you. But when you're in
Yeah.
her, you can swim and stuff. You're not like freaking out.
When I'm in the ocean, like on the beach, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
But like open middle of the Atlantic
It is
type
freaky.
stuff, I would freak out.
Have you ever
Being in a
been?
plane over the ocean freaks me out.
I've only been in the open ocean literally less than 3 times. One of which I went to Bimini, Bahamas. And it is the top 5 places in the world to go swim with dolphins naturally. Because I'm not into the captivity thing. So I go there, we make a trip out of it, bada boom, we're there. I have this guy take me out on this rinky dinky boat because I'm all about not doing touristy things. So I find this guy and I'm like, yo, take me on this boat, bro. So he does, him, my wife, myself, and only one other couple.
Really?
So I'm all about my airplane being small. So here we go. And of course, my anxious idiot, it's like, well, we could die now. There's no forms. There's no TripAdvisor. And I have my wife. So if I go out this way, I'm going out this way on the water. So dude, he takes us probably 1.5 miles, 2 miles out, which that's far.
Yeah.
A lot of people think like, that's it. I'm like, that's far.
Yeah.
I couldn't see land. And dude, we didn't see dolphin, unfortunately. But the water was completely crystal clear.
Really?
We were probably, and I have no idea how deep, but deep.
Yeah.
Scary deep. Not because I thought something like great white was going to eat me, because it's just, you're there. And bro, I never got, so the 2 people was a mom and a younger kid. He's probably in like early teens. He was like, Mom, I want to go in the water. Because the guy had like stopped at one point, and I was like, bro, I'll go if you want to go. Like, I need someone to kind of need a little, but he's like, I'll go if you go. So the mom was like, well, I don't know about this. Yeah. And the guy's like, you guys just want to swim around now? And I'm like, because they don't think he knew how non-white we were. You know, like, I'm like, I don't need you to, like, this is what I came for. Yeah. Bro, we got in that water and he was doing his thing. I was doing my thing. But to be in a vast body of water that deep with no land, I know that feeling is very healthy. You are like, oh my God. I've never been in I've been out far enough to be able to swim back. Yeah. But I've never been out and thought, I am in an environment I don't belong. Yeah. Yeah. We do not belong out there. Yeah. And that's what makes me mad about a lot of. You see some of this new drone video going on, and people are like, look at all the sharks. Get these sharks out of here. Someone did one recently and it went like Flagler viral, and it was sharks. And it was awesome.
They're always there. They always have been.
These people, we got to do something about these sharks and the threads. And I'm like, are you kidding me, people? For real? Like, they're there. They don't care. But my point is, it's not our environment, but it is how I feel it's healthy. I'm glad that you have an attraction towards it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, but that's very, very healthy. Did we do it? I have to piss. Do you have to piss?
I'm good. If anyone is still listening, it'd be dang 2 hours.
We did it, buddy.
We did it. I could go for all day, really. Yeah,
I told you we could. So here's what we'll do for those that have, if you've made it this far, this man, I'm really proud of you, man. Really am.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate you being honest and sharing what you shared, good and bad, and the strengths and weaknesses, because dude, it's tough out here. Not just in Compton. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough to suppress the noise, and it's not always great. And every single one of these people we're staring at right now are thinking about something that's on their heart. Mm-hmm. And it's about being able to put it somewhere in your life and deal with it. So know this. I think I've told you this before, but you put me in your Rolodex of a fan of yours. And someone that literally you need to walk, you need to talk, you need to be reminded that you are great, and also that you smell. I'm that guy. I will remind you that we will get through it together, but I won't always be here. And I also remind you that I want you to always remember wants, not needs. Yeah. And I think you got that. And like I said, you're like young, but at your age, 25, I was literally middle of nowhere, lost, confused. To have it now, your little bit is going to be that much more amplified with a lot of it. Yeah. And none of this changes.
I'm excited, man.
It's so excited for you. It's really going to happen. And this time next year, irregardless of your financials and your breakthroughs, what you've done fiscally, never going to change. More money, more problems. Biggie said it best. You know that. Yep. So don't worry about that's never going to, your $4,000, you're going to look back and be like, and then you're going to be like, well, now I got 40 grand, it's never. So the fact that you have it now, I'm proud of you. And, so those that know, once again, we're going to tag I didn't tag the thingy on there. So Sean Baker, the Coastal
Culture Media.
Yep. videographer, but if you guys haven't picked it up after this show, that his work is his lifestyle, and it's not just about the coolest equipment. It's about him capturing something that he can see in you or your business. It's powerful. And I've seen, if you haven't seen his videos, check him out. And honestly, it's probably not, I don't know how you roll, but I know people can afford this. This isn't the scariest thing in the world. People hear videographer and they're like,
it's all value based. You know,
Right.
I'm never gonna charge more than I think I can make you in, you know, a week.
Correct. And not only that, you kind of get what you pay for as well. So, you know, you want a 10-foot deep pool with waterfalls and gumdrops coming from it. Those are more expensive, but half the time you don't need that. I've been telling those clients that they think it's going to be so expensive. We don't need a 10-foot pool. And
also at the same time, I really like to, I don't take offense when people say it, but I don't like to view myself as a videographer.
Oh, interesting.
I like to view myself as a video marketer, a storyteller, somebody, because I'm not going to just like, if you say, hey, I'll give you $100 to come shoot my concert, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm doing advertising. I'm telling stories. I'm growing brands, and I'm getting the word out.
Love it.
I don't view myself as a traditional videographer, because I'm not going to shoot Lil Nas's video,
right?
You know.
So you want, this is great. So like in closing, you're Sean Baker. You're here to help tell their story.
Yep. Sean Baker, video warrior.
I love it. And then we'll tag the business, and then we did it. Anything else? I mean,
no. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening to me ramble.
Hey, Yahtzee. Let's see if sometimes we get kicked off anyway. So we'll sometimes Facebook, oh, you were good luck, bro.
Oh, we're good.
Look at that. We didn't even get kicked off.
Nice.
Or unless it froze. No, it's still alive. See how everything gets bootlegged though?
Geez.
Boom. Boom. We got this guy over here.